right. You did.
Absolutely. According to this, we're
Um,
live.
really? Well,
That's what it said.
okay. So what I'm gonna do is um, do some sharing
Share,
shit. I think that's what I'll do here.
share, share.
Do some
Ooh, email. What is the email? Oh, you're live.
do
Huh?
some Sunny and share shit. Right?
This has never happened.
What do you mean? What's never happened? It's all
I
happened
just got an
before.
email
Oh,
from YouTube
from the YouTubes.
saying that we're live. This has never happened before.
Why they do that?
I don't know. Now live on your channel. BCGz live
See,
2621.
my issue with that is people don't
It's a new
ordinarily
thing.
run towards their email. You know,
Right.
how?
It's a new feature apparently that you can turn off.
Oh well, as long as you can turn it off. Yeah. I mean, but why turn it off unless you
No,
decide to
there's no
turn it all
reason
off?
to turn it off. Yeah.
Hey, Biddy, what's going on?
Hey,
We are really just getting started. Just
hey,
getting
hey,
started.
hey, hey, hey. Yeah, I gotta go find the page so I can share the stuff to the things.
Yeah, I'm about to do that right
And with
now.
this beautiful piece of software, I don't have to stream it to the multi-world page because we're streaming to the multi-world
Yo,
page.
that's so insane right now.
It's ridiculous.
Wait a minute, was we doing that before?
With StreamYard,
Oh shit! Well, I
yeah,
didn't even realize it, but okay, that's dope.
yeah,
Um,
whatever. Like we've been streaming to all three multi-world page, Black Culture Geeks page, and the Black Culture Geeks YouTube channel.
man, listen. I got to save this article to our private chat to read later because I don't want to forget it. All right, just sent it. Cause yeah, I need these receipts right here. I need these receipts.
Receipt.
Yeah,
Everybody knows I love a good receipt.
gotta love it.
I
Gotta love it.
mean, tis what tis. Right post. I'm guessing. Yeah, right post. And I'm just gonna throw the eyes out there. That's just how I'm feeling today.
That's how you feel.
That's how I'm
That's how you
feeling
feel.
today. Y'all see me. I see y'all.
Do they know?
I don't know. It depends on if they're watching or not. It depends entirely on if they're watching or not. Da, da, da.
Nice. Yeah, buddy.
Actually,
Leave it to News One to give me these receipts. Of course, it would be News One to give me these receipts. Of course, of course, of
what's so
course.
special about News One?
Well, black
Oh,
owned.
okay. No, I
You
got it.
know, and they don't fuck with this person at all.
I
So,
mean, I would listen. Hold on. Let me make this hot take after I get my water.
mhm. While we sit here and wait for SBJ to get some water to fill his gullet with, he needs hot. He needs water for these hot takes.
Ugh. Agua re-up is complete. Um,
Thank you,
I,
Biddy. I appreciate that.
if you're going to be a piece of shit, at least do it for money.
I can't argue with that. Don't do it for free. Don't ruin your reputation, the perception people have about you. What's up, Fab?
If you want to do it for money.
Fab said, "Why is Tomb's background popping and James look dull?"
This is video camera shit that I don't feel like getting into.
That's what happened. You was doing work, right?
Yeah,
In some
and I
other
switched back.
capacity, and you switched.
Yeah,
Right. That's all.
yeah,
That's what that is.
that's what happened.
That's what happened.
So yeah, I'm not gonna. I, I don't feel like it. I just don't feel like it.
Look, we just had a
It's harder.
conversation before we went live about how people are conditioned.
Yeah.
Um, so see now, here's the other thing about that though. So what we were saying was people have become conditioned to lower quality sounding music and lower quality looking video and audio in those videos. People watch stuff to stream from their phones, you know, and that has audio drops, screen freezes, all that stuff. So the question, and they're used to it, and they'll watch it because I see videos like that to get a bunch of views, right? The question is though, did we condition our audience for us not to have that? So that's why it's noticeable to them that your screen is looking looking that way because we condition our audience. No, it's always they. But then too, I got to think about: has our shit really been that pristine that long? I would argue no, because look at all them other issues we was, we was having before.
I would say long enough.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That long, no.
Yeah, it's been at least a couple of months though. It's been at least a couple of months where it's been like, yeah. And just in the last couple of weeks, because of this StreamYard shit, it's been like pretty much unbelievable overall. Also having me looking crazy at OBS Ninja right now. I'm looking at them kind of crazy right now because I get
OBS Ninja is a one person project.
That would explain it.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like comparing the graphics of that Superman game that you just showed me to Marvel's graphics on the Avengers game.
Right. It's it's a stark difference.
I heard about it. I don't see why it's funny. Jay the Boss. I don't.
Tyler Rex. That name sound familiar.
He was a wrestler in WWE like 8 years ago or something like that. But yeah, I heard about it. I don't see the joke in it. Yeah. Well, her.
Or her, that's right. Whatever. He doing like she doing what she do. Like it's their life. It's their life. I don't what they eat don't make me shit.
Not at all. What is this? Oh, Twitter. I wish I could turn off all Twitter notifications.
Yo, it's got to be a way. It get on my damn nerve on my phone.
It
is got to be a way. I just got to go into the settings and just fuck with it. Yo, Fab said, looking like James about to drop some R&B love, and Tomb is the new hotness. Color crisp. You do like you got a filter on, like you about to do a R&B video and shit. Like you about to start crooning. You got the mic right there too.
This is literally the opposite of a filter, though.
I know, but it looks like a filter. Because people again,
I know.
So it looks like you got some crazy filter on, but that is literally raw.
So you could not be further away from the filter.
Right. Like it literally, it's the rawest you can get for video or even in stills. Like it's literally starting from zero, nothing,
right, basically,
nothing.
You got to do all the work.
But when you record like that, you get the most out of your color. I thought that was a game. Yo, when we first started doing this photography, videography thing, I was so happy that Canon had a good color palette that I didn't care about none of that, right?
Because I didn't know how to do none of that shit. Let's just keep it funky. I didn't know what I was doing at all.
Yo, watching them videos from these other content creators that kind of focus on that sort of thing, and seeing how much quality they get out of their stills and their videos from color grading, I was like, I need that.
Mm-hmm.
I need that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that is what got me kind of wanting to figure that shit out. And at first I was doing it look, even though I was clearly using the color palette that's on Canon, it was already baked in the videos because I hadn't changed the setting. I would still try to put that shit in the software program and color grade.
Hey, every tweak helps as long as you know what you're doing.
That's true, but I didn't. So what wound up happening was shit was looking kind of crazy.
Facts.
Shit was looking kind of fucking crazy.
Facts. But yeah, essentially, this is the reason why my YouTube videos look as good as they do.
Oh, by the way, we tired of that crispy shit over there.
Nobody's tired of it.
SBJ.
I promise you. That I can be sure of. There's very few things in life: death, taxes, adequate not listening. It's a couple things, but that's one of them.
Listen. I looked at that shit the other day and was like, man, I'm just so sick of this shit. I'm so sick. My entire life, well, not entire life, but my entire content creating life, I have chased the cinematic look, the crispy, because I saw other people do it. And then to go and look on that channel and see that looking like that just pissed me off.
All right, hold on. Let me see something. I'm about to see something. God darn it. I'm still here.
I know you're still here, but the question is, what are you up to? Oh, I know what he's up to. He's going to try to make some adjustments in camera while the camera's on, aren't you?
I don't even know if that works.
I don't know if that works either. It might. I mean,
I don't know how to do it. For real. Every time I do it, I forget how to
so what's happening is your screen is doing these blinks. It's blinking.
Of course it is. I know that part.
See, right now, you guys are getting to see a little of the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah. And then the thing is, when it's on this freaking thing,
you don't have access to your menu. Yeah, there it is. It is.
I do have access to the menu, right? But it keeps going in and out. So like, it's a timer for some reason. So like, from the time that I press the menu button, I probably have like 5 seconds to finish what the hell I'm doing before it refreshes and goes back off the menu. And so, given the fact that I don't know where the fuck this is by heart, it takes a little time.
That's true. That's true. But now though, your shit is looking extra crispy with no napkins, and you're using natural light along with your regular light thing. So what's happening is right behind your head.
Yeah, I got that halo.
It's a halo, right? And on the mic stand, the mic thing, there's a halo right there, right?
Right.
But it works. That shit, like, sometimes halo can be a hit or miss.
Oh,
that works right there. And now, because I'm not using any natural light, my shit over here don't look as my shit don't look, you know what I'm saying, as cinematic anymore. So once again, I become a victim of the crisp. You know what I'm saying? Like, once again, we got a victim of the crisp.
I can't stand you. All right, let's get started.
Yeah. Are you recording?
There's no recording.
Damn, I keep forgetting we on a different stage right now. You know what I'm saying? Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ. And I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective. Facts indeed. Now, we do have a bunch of stories we want to talk about today, because we always try to structure our shit out. Even if it goes off the rails, it
always goes off the rails.
But it's one thing I kind of wanted to just speak on real fast, because it's something very humorous to me occurred the other day. My wife was talking in a Zoom fashion with her family from up New Jersey, and for most of them from New Jersey, and they were under the impression that we were already living in Belize. Now, So, of course, they would probably maybe think that if they don't really communicate that often with us, because everybody got their lives doing their thing, and then they see the occasional post that I might make, because a few of them are on my friends list on Facebook.
You be location fishing, my guy.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? And my wife has posted from time to time some stuff like that, right? They was under that impression. And what it put me in mind of is I have to remember that after doing content since at least 2007, I am somewhat of an influencer. I'm not a huge influencer like some of these other people with these massive channels with massive subscriptions and all that other stuff, but I am somewhat of an influencer. And I have noticed that there are other people who are also on my friends list because we got cool because they follow my content, who are now also looking into Belize, which tells me, one, I really need to find a way to monetize that shit. Two, I know that's what I was going with. Two, I need to fall back from talking about it. But see, here's the thing. Y'all love it here for the most part. Y'all cool with it, right? Y'all cool with it. Be cool with it. Stay and fix it. Stay and fix it. Right?
Yo, okay.
But me.
It's interesting take.
This nigga right here. I'm saying, yeah, there you go. This nigga right here.
This guy.
We leaving.
Yeah,
we leaving
on the jet plane. And I don't know. Well, I know.
Y'all stay and fix this. Y'all, you know, it's we can't help with that part. We'll help while we here.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. We'll do our part.
There's a shelf life. It's a shelf life right there, right? So,
and it's based only on Operation Exit strategy.
It's based basically. We'll be gone.
What's up, sis?
What up, sis? Like we out.
Audi 3000.
Fam said, "Nah, Toom, you already sold the dream. No refunds or exchanges." Let me tell you something.
Nah, the people that have caught on, y'all got grandfather there.
Yeah, y'all good. Y'all good. It's just that I don't want people that, you know, this idea starts to expand, and what you need to understand is I'm not just leaving this place. I'm leaving a lot of you. Leaving a lot of you. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about Belize is not for everyone. And everyone is not for Belize. It's not like that. There are things about it that I don't like. But you know, I was talking to my mom the other day, who is now sold on it as well. I was talking to my mom the other day. And, you know, I said, of course, there's things every place that you go in the world that you're not going to like. You're going to think it could be better. My mom said,
like rabbit capitalism, racism, white supremacy.
You know, my mom slid right in. She slid right in and was like, "There's stuff over here you don't like." I'm like, Mama, you are 100% factual with that. Absolutely correct and accurate. All wise, right, and exact. All right? So what I'm saying is, it's not going to be for everybody. There are going to be things about it that y'all don't like. Y'all like the pictures. Y'all love the pictures,
especially when I'm taking them.
It might be great to vacation. And you come down there for a vacation, look me up. Yo, what's up? Holla at me. We do some videos, take some pictures real quick, you know what I'm saying? And then you get back on the plane and you come back here. You come back here. All right? Because there's only so many land plots on Ambergris Key. And y'all not taking our plots. So y'all fall back, you know what I'm saying? And you can then live vicariously.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
the shows don't stop.
The shows don't stop. Yeah, the shows don't stop. You know what I'm saying? The shows don't stop. We still going to be doing the show. And if anything, they'll increase. We'll have more content by then. By then, we'll have a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. By now, we already have a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now we already have a bunch of stuff now. You know? But I'm just saying, yo, love, believe. Not all of y'all. Some of y'all grandfathered in, of course, but the rest of y'all is love it from afar.
Hmm?
Find
From
out
a
about
distance.
it from a distance. There is harmony, right? You know what I'm saying? Right, from a distance, right? It's stuff. It ain't for everybody. You may not even like that. There's certain things about its immigration rules that I don't like. I think they need to fix that. That's not stopping me by no means. You know what I'm saying? By no means. But yeah, it's stuff about that. You know, and my fear is here in America,
Mm-hmm.
especially back in 2020, they had to tell y'all to
You about to
wash
say
your
1920?
hands in the back. Well, they probably had to tell them back then too. But
Actually, yeah, wasn't that the last?
I think so. Right around that time.
Okay.
They had to tell y'all to wash your hands when you come out the bathroom. They had to tell y'all that in 2020. And a lot of y'all still didn't listen because look how bad the infection rate. So it's a lot of issues. We don't need that down there. We don't. Yo, exactly, Biddy.
No. Don't
I
say
did.
exactly. That's me, not you.
No, I don't hate all people. I hate the concept of people. That's a fact. I don't hate all people. You know, I have my these my folks. But and they just so happen to be people. Right? I don't like the concept of people. I think it's a flawed. It's
no shit, Sherlock.
It's bacteria. It's something that wasn't supposed. It's happenstance. It's like, look, when a car's driving down the street and it rains and there's a puddle there, and it hits that puddle, that splash of water that hits you if you walk on the sidewalk, that's people. Like,
yo.
I'm just saying. Like, people, you know, I like small doses of people, just like Biddy said. You know?
Yo, that might be the most perfect description I've ever heard in my life of anything.
I'm just saying. Look, I think very deeply about my dislike of people. I think very deeply about that.
Yo.
I'm just saying, man. Like, it's accidental. It's a bad idea. People, a bad idea. That could be a billboard. Like, people, a bad idea.
All right, now we're back to Earth. No, nigga. No, I don't think that would work. I don't think that would work.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people would have a problem with that billboard,
right?
Because they're people.
Clearly, but
if roaches had more sentience,
but they don't,
they would take offense at the decon commercials.
That is none. They don't have the sentience.
I'm just saying, you know. So I get that people wouldn't like that. I understand it. But there would be a small segment that wouldn't have a problem with it. I mean, I'm part of that. I know I'm not alone.
Clearly, you're not alone, but that doesn't change.
I'm not alone. I am not alone.
All right. Okay. No, we're not doing that.
Look, the very fact, right? The very fact that there was a television show called Life After People shows me I'm not alone. This motherfucker's thinking about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Fab, facts. He says,
shut up. Don't repeat.
Tomb, get that merch up. I do. I got a merch shop anyway. I just don't be promoting that shit as much as I should. I might put that up there. People, a bad idea. Woo,
I don't like you.
I know. I'm people. That's how we relate. You don't like see?
Anyway,
though, right?
So this past week, what up?
Oh, so this past week, and this is crazy. So Netflix right?
Mm.
And all of these other streaming services
Mm.
have kind of conditioned us out of the weekly episode model
Mm.
by putting entire seasons
Mm-hmm.
up at
Mm-hmm.
once. And they introduced us into the binge era, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So how manipulative are these people when all it took was WandaVision to bring me back to weekly episodic?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like I look forward to fucking Fridays
Yeah.
for mostly one reason. WandaVision's coming on.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think I'd
Mm-hmm.
ever be back at that place again where, the whole waiting a week to see what happens next and shit. But it's literally gotten me the way I was back in the day when that was the only way you could watch television series. It's got me back to that. So I spent the week, of course, waiting for that. Also, one thing I really don't like about this week. So it was after the snow event, right? Y'all know how I feel about winter. I don't need to go into that. To see that shit on the ground and I see piles of it doing exactly what I always expect that it does. And
Get dirty?
It's dirty as fuck.
Well, yeah.
And it's got some blue plastic shit on it. Look, look, I hate that shit. I hate it. I hate it. But the one thing I will say is, so our driveway, it's a little bit long. It's a little bit long. It's not super long, but it's a little bit long. That needs to be shoveled when it snows like that. The shovel that we have is simply because we don't think about it most of the time. I pulled the shovel out. It's one of these bullshit plastic with the black thing that curves up at the edge because it's kind of for scooping masses of snow. There was ice. This shit is absolutely useless on ice. Absolutely useless on ice. So the frustration levels was super high, but there was some a situation that finally broke through that didn't break through until then. That I was waiting for it to happen. It finally happened. For years, I've been the one doing the shoveling. Every time it snows, I go out there, shovel. My son went out there and shoveled the second go round. This is a monumental breakthrough. You know why? Because of course he should be shoveling. I'll be 52 this year. He's 26.
Whoa. He's not Millie, though.
Okay, well, that means if it's 9 millimeters of snow, if it's higher than that, he should be scooping. He should be out there scooping. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But he did, though, and he did a great job. So what I'm taking that as, right, I'm taking that as all of those years of me out there doing it was not in vain. He watched, he learned, he went out there and did it. So that sets up a new paradigm in this household. When it snows,
he gets the big piece of chicken when it snows.
No, that's not that. That would never. That listen. I want you to hear this very, very clearly, very, very clearly. Never in the history of niggerdom.
Oh God!
Has that been the case? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because as a younger man, I was the one that had to go out there and shovel, and my stepfather did not, and he still got the big chicken. He still got the big chicken. So that's not a thing. That's not a thing.
Okay.
It doesn't
All right.
exist.
Just hey, I'm just checking.
But the new paradigm is that when it snows and he's home, because he has to be home, and he's a musician, so he does his thing. Blah, blah, blah. When he's home, you pick that shovel up and you handle your business with the shovel, and you know how to do it. Now look, I still have to cut the grass during the summer, spring, and fall. I still got to do that. But that's the next paradigm shift to take place.
mm.
That's the next paradigm shift to take place. So my son will be cutting the grass. Absolutely. That has to be how is that? What? It's got to happen.
Okay.
It just got to. And finally, it's so funny. And I shared this in the our group chat on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I decided since yesterday was 50 degrees, 54 degrees or something like that, I was gonna get out and do some walking,
Oh yeah, it was
which I
beautiful.
haven't done in a while. You know, I get out now. Early, I had let my Siamese out. Right, he was not in the house when I decided to take the walk. But as I left out my back door, hit the driveway, I heard something go, ching, ching, ding, jingling, ching, ching, jingling. This was
Bill
the
Bixby?
bell on his. No, it was not Bill.
Oh,
no,
okay.
that's ding, 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 ding. That's you getting them kind of confused. I get it though. Easy mistake to make. So these were the bells on the collar of my Siamese, King T'Challa, following me up the driveway. So I figured he'd stop after a while, you know, because he got things to do. He outside, he doing cat shit, right? No. As a matter of fact, King T'Challa decided he will escort me through his royal grounds and basically offer me a safe passage.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Mm-hmm,
And he followed right alongside, sometimes a little bit behind, the entire walk. Just, what? Where we going? With the occasional stop to sniff something.
Right.
And then run to catch up. Hold on, wait, I'm still here.
Oh,
still
wait,
here.
no, I thought you meant you stopped to sniff something.
Shut up.
Okay, my bad.
Shut up.
Not bad.
No, but that is, once again, my wife said, no, what it is an expansion of what he does when you go in the backyard. Because when I go in the backyard, early on when I first started taking him out to get some air, our backyard is rather sizable. I would start walking through the backyard. He would stop what he's doing to walk with me around the backyard. So all he's doing is expanding that, you know. And he's probably looking at it like, look, Uman, I be out here. I'm out in these streets. I'm outside. You, though, are usually behind your desk. I don't think you understand that it's mean out here in these college park streets.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So he just decided to make sure I was cool. Biddy says her cat used to want to play outside with him too. Here's the thing. That's the other thing that's crazy. He acts like a dog much of the time. He does. And, you know, I've told you this before, but I didn't grow up around cats.
Right.
Well, let me take that.
Oh, you did grow up.
I did grow up around them, but where I'm from, they're vermin. They're considered vermin because there's so many of them that that don't have homes, so they are stray and they out in them streets, pissing on everything, doing what the fuck they want. They're viewed, if they don't have a collar on, they're vermin. They're vermin. So that was my whole experience with cats. I saw all cats the way I see roaches. I don't think of any individual personalities with roaches. It's a roach. You seen one roach, you seen them all, right? It's not really true though.
No, not even close.
It's not even close to being true. And now living with them, because my wife was an avid cat person, living with them has taught me that. Nah, yo. Know what else has taught me though? That bullshit about cats being smarter than dogs, I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it. No. It's up to the individual animal and shit.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Because we had some dumbass cats. Some dumbass cats, yo.
Oh.
Listen, I mean, look, I know people wanted to, you know, and I guess, I don't know, maybe it's because, you know, dogs have been always referred to as man's best friend. So people wanted to give cats something. It's like, oh, the cats are so much smarter. You better check the individual beast on that, because that ain't true going down the line. Because some of these cats stupid as shit. I'm here to tell you right now, they dumb as shit.
Oh God.
Some of them brilliant.
Facts.
We had some. T'Challa's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Zora's the most brilliant of all, right?
What up, Eddie?
Oh, damn it! I thought he was gonna get through.
Stop it.
Enough. This guy, I know he's coming to troll. I know he is. I know
Leave
he
him
is.
be.
Man, damn it! Here comes
Hey.
adequate.
Leave him be.
But yeah, that pretty much summed up my week. Yeah. My observations for the week.
Okay. Because of the statute of limitations, I can only really talk about one thing.
Oh shit.
And I started a TikTok.
Yeah, you did start a TikTok. And let me hold on. Now I've talked to you about this before, but I gotta ask a question.
What up, B?
What made you decide to start a TikTok? Because yo, Adequate's ass. He said, "Nah, I'm cordial. Peace and light into the pod. Namaste."
Namaste, brother.
Both of y'all can get the hell out of here with that.
What? Peace and come on.
Listen.
He's not enlightened, Eddie.
War and darkness.
No.
Look.
No,
but seriously, what made you listen? I attempted to have a profile on TikTok, but before I did any content on there, I just looked to see what was happening on there, and I was like, "Yeah, no, this is not the type of content."
All right, here's the thing. I hear you, right? But what you've seen 90% of the videos that I put on there.
Yeah,
you've seen the videos that I haven't put on there yet. Does that look like the content that you speak of?
No, but my point is that what that audience over there is trained, like trained sales to clap at?
It depends on the individual beast. Isn't that what you just said?
Yeah, but is that true on TikTok?
It's true in life. So,
TikTok isn't life.
No, nigga, TikTok is life. My God. You've seen the proof.
Well, yeah, that's true.
You've seen the analytics. So, I mean, what happened simply is.
Hold on, before you continue, I have to address something. Biddy made a very good point. She said, "Is intelligence relevant to environment? You won't see a dog survive long on its own outside compared to a cat." That depends, because in my neighborhood, there were wild dogs, and they were out there, and we had like a wooded area off of Hilton Parkway. There's a wooded area, and it was dogs in there, and it was living their best life. You know what I'm saying? Hunting, I guess, squirrels or whatever else was down that motherfucker, and they weren't owned. So I guess that might depend too on the beast. But anyway, I'm sorry. Continue.
First of all, Eddie, we were on the same page until you just came in here spitting this slanderous blasphemy. Now you need to bow at the throne. No, so a while back, sometime, it wasn't that long, months ago, I had changed the name of my Instagram from Photos by SBJ to Everything by SBJ, right?
Right.
And it was mainly, I had a plan to like consolidate things, and I didn't really do that until January.
Right.
When I changed the YouTube channel and all that other stuff. When I did that, I changed the YouTube channel. I stopped using the Photos by SBJ Facebook page. Everything is Everything by SBJ. When I did that, I went ahead and created a TikTok account.
Right.
The reason is because diversity. I'm already doing so. If the plan was to put out more content, then and also repurpose content, then why not do a situation where it's kind of like me hacking myself. because, for instance, with the Run That Back series, that's TikTok content, sure, but it's also YouTube content
Right.
because eventually I'm going to stitch several of those together and upload it to the YouTube.
And it's also IG content.
Right.
Right.
So that was really the thing. Like I knew that it was something that I would have to be relatively consistent with.
Mm-hmm.
I had these two ideas for shows. One of them I could not possibly do in 1 minute. I couldn't. I personally couldn't. It may be possible for someone to, but not me. Um, but the flip, the other idea was the Run That Back. The basically lyrics that just don't really make sense.
Right.
Um, and it fit perfectly. I could get that under a minute
Right.
and do it relatively well. And there's really no shortage of lyrics that don't make sense.
Right.
I can continue to find those, and
For
people
sure.
haven't stopped making music, so
Yeah. That so does that mean does that actually increase your workload? And I ask that because in looking for the songs, the lyrics that don't make sense, like there's a certain point where you have some already that's in your mind that you want to
mhm.
use, but then once you use that up, now you have to go out and find some more to do, which means your time will be invested in listening to these songs to find things that don't make sense.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Um, First of all, I have a a, a great depth of lyrics that don't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I could I can't I wouldn't be able to do this because I don't think I would be able to stay into doing it. But I
Mm-hmm.
could just throw on Lil Wayne's discography. Um, there are several things. No, I'm just saying, like realistically. I mean, I've talked about this for years, so it's not news to anybody that's
Right.
listening. Yeah, I can just throw on Lil Wayne's discography. Like, surprisingly, with my original list, I only had one Lil Wayne song on there, and I'm like, hold on. I'm like, you know what? That's fine. I'm gonna leave it like this for now because I know that I always have that.
Right. Facts. Facts.
So between that and then looking at looking up lists of lyrics that don't make sense,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and then the final resort would be me literally having to listen through songs to find. So that part wouldn't come for a while
Right.
actually.
Right.
So
Right.
yes, technically it would increase, but again, a huge portion of my day while I'm at work is driving around.
That's true. So you can
So
kind of merge.
yeah,
You know.
anytime I hear one of them, just throw it onto the dock.
Hmm,
So
hmm.
I mean, and recording the videos, literally, I batch record them because why not? It doesn't make any sense to not batch record them.
Facts.
Just sit
Facts.
down, like I switch my setup a little bit, throw on Spotify, type the song, hit play, do
Right.
the thing. When that's over, back to Spotify, type new song, we record.
Makes
So
sense.
it's not it hasn't been any harder. Honestly. I'm still settling in with things, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean it hasn't been a week yet.
Well, you also, to your credit, you also didn't overburden yourself with a set in stone YouTube upload schedule.
Right.
Yeah, if you'd have done that, it probably would have been a little bit more difficult. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
no,
saying?
dude. That ain't I don't think I ever want to do a specific schedule
That's
for
kind of where
YouTube.
I'm at with that now too. But I think that's because a lot of my content creating now has kind of evolved
Mm,
away from certain things. And even though there are times where I feel like, yo, I kind of want to get back to do that, I then also have to check my time. Like, do you? And by me being results oriented, if I don't see the result that I'm looking for, yeah, I could always take that content and repurpose it, you
hmm
know, use it as some portfolio stuff. But you know how much portfolio stuff I actually
That's a
have.
fact.
You
That's
know
a
what I'm
fact.
saying? So it's like for me, if anything, it's more like I have so much software to do a lot of this shit now. It's like basically practice. Sometimes I
Yeah.
create stuff just for practice. I stay in practice of knowing how to use the software, knowing how to my shortcuts,
Yeah.
and getting maybe I find some new technique that I might want to learn and try. So I just create something real fast and bam. And then if it comes out super good, then I might upload that.
This
But
might be going up.
most of my content now mostly revolves around podcasting.
Word.
Not so much just the whole YouTube life. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it when it was there, but I think with the pandemic shutting stuff down, the type of content that I like to do, it's just not. I don't know. I don't feel like doing that shit anymore. I don't feel like being around much motherfucking people. I don't going
No, I
places.
don't.
Places are
I
shut down. You can't even go. Some just I like
I
to
don't
be
blame
out
you.
there in them streets
Absolutely.
with the camera.
Absolutely. But speaking of having your workflow and getting used to things and all that other good stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it so yeah, there's the series, but again, I don't want to blow through that. The
Right.
original plan for the series was 2 uploads a week to TikTok.
Right.
Uh, and I may end up sticking to something roughly around that
Mm-hmm.
because it's also that's the other thing. So I've never had an opportunity. I ain't gonna say opportunity, but I've never been in a situation where I was fresh on a platform with knowledge of how to make it work.
Yeah. That is a bit different because I got to be honest. YouTube. I've been doing
Right.
YouTube since 2007, but because shit keep changing all the time over there, I feel like I'm always just learning how to do.
Yo, like
Yeah.
when I got on Facebook in 2005 when it came out. So, and back then I wasn't publicly doing content.
Right.
Um, Even with the new Facebook profile, things have changed so much that that wouldn't really help anything. It would have to have been a new Facebook page, and
Right.
I'm not doing that.
Right.
Um, Instagram. When I got on Instagram, I didn't know what I was doing, so I'm sure that that hampered me in a way.
Pretty much.
Um, but with this, I don't know all the ins and outs of TikTok, but I know a lot about social media.
Yeah. In general. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I've been applying some of those best practices and learning as I go. Like, it's refreshing to not have the pressure that I put on myself to try to be as great pristine as possible. No, it's a common thing that people do on TikTok to see a video and do a reaction style thing
Right.
with the video, and I'm doing that from my phone because I'll have the idea flipping through TikTok. I'll catch the idea and I'm like, oh, let me do this. Boom,
Right.
and I do it real quick
See, and
right
that's the
there
other thing I want to know because I want to know was you using your you wasn't using your camera um,
for the series.
for the
Yes,
series. Okay, so for
for
the
the series.
series
Yes,
stuff, you use the
yes,
camera, but for
yes.
spontaneous things, you got your phone right there, so you
Hmm.
could just do it right there. Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense. Makes sense.
So yeah, it's been a little fun. I ain't gonna hold you. I did not expect it to be fun.
Right.
I expected it to. I expected to enjoy some of it. Like I
Hmm.
expected that if I had any level of success, that would be enjoyable.
Hmm.
But no, pretty much the entire. There are some things I got to figure out with the algorithm
Right.
because it's so weird. Like I'll post out. Maybe I gotta wait until I get my followers all the way up because there's another level of analytics that you unlock once you get a certain amount of followers.
Yeah.
But because it might be an issue of when people are on. But like I'll post a video and then for like 2 hours it'll be at 0 views, and then I'll get a notification that somebody liked the video,
Right.
and then it'll be at like 200 views. And I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. That part, I have to find some way to figure that part of it out.
Right.
But yeah, it's. I mean, so I've taken now to like posting it and not even looking. Like if it catches on, it'll catch on. If it doesn't, it doesn't, and we'll try again with the next video. So
See, I think too that helps because you're not emotionally attached to the idea of becoming a big TikToker.
oh
So
no,
so so it helps when you don't because for a lot of years I really wanted the whole big YouTube thing, and
yeah,
I had a
yeah,
slight little moment in the sun at certain points, right? But when I wanted to branch off and do other types of content, so I wasn't pigeonholed. I
yeah.
didn't get like it. The idea I saw somebody else say this. Actually, a celebrity said the same shit. Trying to pull people from one platform where you're doing well to another platform.
Oh,
So if this celebrity who's pretty much baked in the cake is going, he already has a following, so they're going to follow. If he's saying that,
mm-hmm.
you know how difficult it must be for
Right,
regular people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to do. It's hard to do.
nigga.
But something you just said recently, when you were talking about the TikTok thing and enjoying it, I think that's the key. If you
Yeah,
enjoy the process, you're probably going to be more active,
yeah, yeah.
upload more, stuff like that. Like I think the issue with me is on the other end. It's not that I
Mm-hmm.
don't enjoy the process. It's just that I don't enjoy doing it for a long period of time and not seeing a result.
Right, right,
Because
right, right.
I always question myself like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what do I need to do more? And then sometimes when people tell you, well, you should do this, you go, do I really want to do that though? Like it's a whole
Dang,
mess right there.
nigga.
It's
Yo,
it's a whole mess.
and then the other thing is like I right now, I know this is a super first world problem. Um, and I also know that this
Everything we just
problem.
talked about in the last
Oh, of course,
52 minutes is a super first
yeah.
world.
And I know that this probably won't last,
Hmm.
but I'll be on TikTok and I'll come across a video that I can do something with,
Mhm.
and I'll be like, but I don't want to flood. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to flood, so
See,
I'm
but that too. There are competing viewpoints.
yeah.
my sister, my sister, my sister just called me a grumpy old man.
I mean,
She
that's
might
your
as well
name.
she might as well would have called me tall. Like
I mean,
she might have said, you know what I'm saying? But no, I think I don't know, man. The wanting to do versus the flooding
yeah,
situation.
yeah,
I've heard two mindsets on that. Because I've always been of the mind I don't want one video to step on
right.
the what's the word I'm looking for? The view
The
counts, the
legs.
attention, because people that may not have saw that last video, I always
Yeah,
feel like people that hadn't gone on the platform yet, they might see the new video and miss the
yeah,
last one because the new video
yeah.
was up, right?
Right,
But
right,
then
right.
there's other people that are in this lane that say, "Oh no, 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 quantity over quality."
Yo,
I've
I
seen that
have
argument.
I have a slight amount of evidence to suggest that it might not be an issue on TikTok.
Okay.
I've because the one video I put up about warning uh ex- expressing how to safely do the silhouette challenge if you so choose to be naked when you do it.
Right.
Um that obviously has the most views. But those views kind of seemed to like trickle onto other
Right.
the surrounding videos.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure people would want to check out what do you usually do. Like they see the one because I do that with content all the time. I'll see some content creator, they did a video that I'm finding particularly dope. I'll go to their page, their channel, and see what else they got.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
probably what it was. And you got like almost 3,000 views on that one with the silhouette challenge thing?
Oh, that's on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
On Instagram, let me see. On Instagram, and also noticing the differences between TikTok and Instagram Reels. It's absolutely ridiculous. I should have been using Instagram Reels this entire time. Because
Really?
my God, listen. So, all right, I have 6 videos that I've put up there since. Matter of fact, I think the day, so less than the time that I've been putting videos on TikTok. So
Right.
less than a week. The one video, the silhouette challenge warning video is at 2,600 views. That is absolutely ridiculous. And it was at 2,000 views in like an hour or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, so now that doesn't have me thinking, oh, every video is going to do that. I know that I target again. I know how social media works. I
Right.
targeted that specifically in a way that would give it the best chance to
Right.
do something,
Right.
and it worked. But 400 views, 300 views, 250 views. These are other reels that I put on
Right.
Instagram, and it's like it's almost as if I'm getting the benefit of Instagram, knowing that TikTok is kicking their ass
Right. Right.
because they
So we
want
got
to push out
a
reels.
comment from Devin Tyler. Good morning. He says, feel like you'll get a wider but maybe younger skewed audience on TikTok for shorts. That's kind of the impression I got at first about TikTok, that it is skewed
That's what I
towards,
thought before
you
I
know,
joined. That is what I thought before I joined. But when I go through my following list of people that follow me, it's not that.
so are the people that follow you on TikTok, are they the same people that follow you on your other social media platforms?
No, nobody follow. Like the TikTok thing is almost completely organic. Nobody transferred. Like it's like 2 or 3 people
Right.
that like followed me from one to the other, but
Right.
the rest of them are pretty much organic. And I'm looking at them and looking at their bios, and nah, they aren't. They aren't those super younger. Nah, it's 30s. It's
Oh,
30s.
that
It's
y'all kids.
nigga again, but that's not what this means. That's not what social media means when they say young.
Yeah, I get that. I get
Yeah.
that.
So it's not these teens and early 20s that's been gravitating towards my stuff.
And now, do you think? Okay, so you think that it could possibly be?
Mm,
There's a huge section of TikTok
mhm, mhm,
that's for the kids. That the kids, exactly what they mean kid to be, right?
mhm,
Right.
mhm.
But there are people on there that don't fit that demo, right?
Yeah.
And maybe your videos are attracting to them.
1,000. Well, I won't say. All right.
Because some of the songs that you did that with,
All of the
all the
songs,
songs, I'm wondering if
90%
some
of the
of these,
songs are
the
from.
right, you know what I'm saying?
So that absolutely is going to be a factor. I Here's 2 reasons, 3 reasons.
Well, hold up. Let me give you one reason outside of yours. In order to do your series,
That's probably one of
you
my
needed
reasons.
song. You needed songs that actually had lyrics.
See, well, part of that. That's not exactly how I was going to word it. 3 reasons. One, they have to be songs that I would have actually listened to.
Yeah.
For this first part, because the first part came from memory.
Right. Right.
Um, so for that first batch that I recorded had to be songs that I actually listened to because
Right.
they came from memory.
Right.
Another part of it is they are, what's the word I'm looking for? They're more them. It's easier to, nostalgia aside, I think that people I think that people have an issue when you attack their nostalgia, but I
Oh
think
yeah,
people are acceptable when you lightly jab at their
yeah.
nostalgia.
If you go too hard, like it's a balance.
Yeah,
You can't just come out there and go, "This is absolute trash." You
right,
can't do that because people will then seek to defend their nostalgia. But if
right,
you take certain jabs at it, I think it's easier for people to acknowledge that these are things they thought themselves, right?
right.
You know what I mean? So
I'm
yeah,
doing
yeah.
it in a funny, relatable way.
Playful. Yeah, you're not doing it
Yeah,
in some angry.
right.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So you have those two aspects of it, and it's like the third one is just similar to that video I did talking about how I go about, you want to be as inclusive as possible and all sort
Right.
of good stuff. But
Oh, continue. Continue.
just like that one blogger or whatever she is, I don't know who she is, what she is. I just happened to stumble across her article, and she had an article of 16 song lyrics that don't make no damn sense, is what she said. And she put um the Kanye and Rihanna song 4 5 seconds on there, and the lyrics that she used to scrutinize were the chorus when Rihanna says, "I'm about 4 or 5 seconds from wilding." Um, her criticisms of that line were: one, she doesn't know what wilding means, and two, she says something to the effect of she's questioning Rihanna's time management, not management, time recognition skills or something like that, because she said 4 or 5 seconds. This is a clear example of this woman just not being aware of the culture that is um, going on with that song. So that's something that I knew that would be an issue. Not would be an issue. How's the best way I can say that? That is something that I absolutely wanted to make sure that I avoided, and still want to make sure that I absolutely avoid, because we talked about, the nostalgia thing. You can jab at nostalgia, but you can't bash people's nostalgia without, if you want them to follow you and like your stuff, it doesn't behoove you to like shit on the things that they have grown to love and have become a part of, essentially to them, a part of who they are. So excuse me, it doesn't do you any favors if you're a country music fan and I start doing a bunch of videos about how country music is trash. I'm not going to expect to have any of you be my fans.
No, no,
That's not how that works.
no.
So that's the other hard part about doing this series. I don't, just like that Lily White. I say Lily White because she literally looks white.
Mhm.
I that this isn't an issue. This isn't an instance where I'm saying white people couldn't possibly understand hip hop, because it's a 1 minute.
Because they can and do.
Well, yeah, but not even. I mean, but facts aside, like the facts about the specific claim aside,
Right.
I only have 1 minute. I don't have long enough to
That's a
explain.
fact. That's a
Yeah, I don't
fact.
have long enough to explain that. But when I say Lily White, I mean literally she looks white. Like her skin is pale.
She
Like,
looks like paper. Like
yes.
yeah.
So clearly this isn't an error with the song. This is
It's an
an
error
error
in her
with your
cultural
understanding
understanding.
of the
Yep.
culture.
Yep.
Exactly. You don't understand the culture. You don't understand. Wildin' is something we've been saying for decades.
Yo, yeah. Like that literally
Decades.
up in New York, that literally was an activity. They
Yo,
referred to as
the
wildin'.
lock song, Voila.
Yeah, like
Yo,
that's
like
yeah, that's
we decades we've been saying that in our culture. So you coming from outside the culture, it you can't. I don't know. I feel like you can't be a critic of a culture that you don't participate in.
or that you don't understand.
Well, but that's what I mean, because
so
like
yeah,
it's
you know what
hard
I'm
to
saying?
understand. I mean, it's hard to participate in something that you don't understand. Like
Yeah,
you can be terrible at it,
yeah.
but
Because
like
trust me, I know plenty of people that understand it and are still terrible at
absolutely,
it.
absolutely.
Right?
So like that's the third reason for the not for those songs being older is because this is not my culture. As much as it is my culture, it's
Mm-hmm.
not for me.
Right.
These
Right.
these newer artists and all that other stuff. So I don't really because I don't want to get on there and for instance, I'll give you a great example. Now this started a long time ago, but it didn't really get popular. Facts, Eddie. Nick Cannon has an entire show
So what are you
wilding out.
talking about?
But
What are you
regardless, nope, regardless, because that's actually one of the topics
And actually,
for
hold
the
up.
day.
That show is not demographic specific. People watch
Right,
that from all
right,
different. Mm-hmm.
exactly. But anyway, shit, I lost my train of thought. But the point is, I don't belong to this demographic that this music is for.
Mm-hmm.
So, dude, it happened a while ago, but it bothers the fuck out of me. Bothers the hell out of me.
Right.
The change in definition or addition in definition of the
I like
word
that.
of the word scary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's been amended in dictionaries yet, but it will be because it's so popularly used, and that's how dictionaries work. We're not gonna. I hate doing this thing where we act like this is something that was established, so it's written in stone and can never be amended.
That's
No,
not how that
that's
works.
not how dictionaries work.
That's
not
not
how
how
language
language
works.
evolves. That's not how
Right,
language evolves. Yeah, at
right.
all.
But we are not right about everything. This is one of those things where I know I'm on the wrong side of it, but it doesn't change how I feel about it.
Right. Right.
That's not what scary means. Scary is not scared. That's not what it means. It will.
It will.
It will.
No. I would argue it does mean it now, colloquially.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it has gotten out there enough to where that's now the vernacular.
Mm-hmm.
So, like that type of situation, I'm not going to make a video.
Facts.
Complaining. Using a song that uses that lyric and say it doesn't make sense and refer to the dictionary as my reason. No.
Yo, do you know how ass that would be? Like, do you
Bruh.
Yo.
Like, I'm not going to do that because even though it's
goodness.
something that I personally hate, I'm not going to do that because I'm not stupid. I'm not culture blind.
Right. Right.
I understand that this is what this means. Now,
you read the room.
Yes.
You read the room. You read the tea leaves, so to speak.
Right.
And you're like, no. That is not an appropriate use of my time. And it's probably not even going to give me the results that I'm looking for. So
not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent. So
not that.
So yeah, I'm going to at some point include some newer stuff, but like I said, I got to be selective with that. So that's probably going to take a little while for me to jump into. Like I'll dabble, but it's going to take a little while for me to fully put my foot in there.
You didn't wait, because that's one of the issues I usually have when it comes to some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like first thing I say is, what the fuck am I talking about? So even if I get one idea, I start thinking down the line. I start thinking, how do I keep this up? Like, what else is out there for me to use along this lane? And that a lot of times prevents me from like jumping when I should just get out there sometimes and just do it. See what happens. See what kind of response you get. I don't be doing that all the time. You know what I'm saying? I like to have at least, I always feel like I need to have at least 10, that number's completely arbitrary, but 10 pieces of content ready to go before I leap out there, because that way I can just bam and be thinking, put on a little schedule, whatever, and just be thinking, what's after this 10? What else do I have?
Right. Well, I have like, so. Oh, hold on. Let me address this comment.
Yeah.
Scary. So scary now means scared.
Yeah, people will use that for that too now. Like it's an addition
Right.
Because people still use the dictionary definition of it. That's scary.
Which is one of the reasons I hate it so much, because that leads to so much confusion potentially.
You're scary ass. Now you could be saying,
right,
you intimidate
right,
like a motherfucker, or
you could be calling someone ugly.
You punk ass.
Right. So it's
right.
It's like, come on, like, all right, but whatever. But yeah, I have, like I said, the original plan was 2 a week. That was going to last me, I think, until, with what I had, the ideas that the number of songs that I had at that point in time, that was going to last me about 2 months. So okay. I gave myself a decent cushion.
Right.
Decent cushion.
Right.
So yeah. Yes, no, but that's the point, Erica. That's what it means now. And I had a whole argument in my head.
That's because you, sir. I refuse to use the term.
Right, Eddie, hold on. Let me put this comment.
No. I need adequate.
On the that donut look fire for real. Blazed, huh?
Yeah.
Nigga,
this is nuclear fire. Like this.
Wait! I gotta put this up here. Sis says, you know what? People can stay all the way out of my lexicon. and see. That's how I feel. That is how I feel. That is exactly how I feel. But at the same time, I'm aware that these things aren't absolute and these things aren't written in stone.
Yo, I used the word lexicon in one of my earlier songs that I had released, right?
Yeah.
It sparked a debate on the usage of it.
See,
and it's just how shit works, yo.
That's how shit works, and like I hate, because I used to be that guy.
That's why I said I refuse to call you a grammar Nazi. I'll just call you a grammar stormtrooper from Star Wars or some shit.
I'll allow it. I used to be the grammar Nazi. I used to be on that shit, but eventually I was just like,
no,
this is an unwinnable war.
You were never a grammar Nazi unless you were killing people and brutalizing them.
Listen. Again, when I started this, I said the statute of limitations hasn't expired on some of the things, so I can't really talk about. I can't really talk about it.
No, what I'm saying is, I would really like for us to get out of the habit of using the Nazi term for things that don't include violence, because one of the things they're trying to do to normalize that phrase is say it's just a political opinion. No,
normalizing is one of the big issues, and it's like it's a selective thing.
You know what? It's pretty much what you were just talking about. Because I feel
that's why I said it's a selective thing.
Yeah, that word like Nazi should always be included.
That's one of those things, Joe.
Not just a political.
And that's how I feel. Right. That's one of those things. Like, no, it's not. No, this affected lives, my guy.
Yeah.
Like, whether they still exist or not. That's how. Yeah. So that. But again, I am but a man. See, and that's really what happened.
You are but a mortal.
Hey, that's really what happened, yo. As I got older, I realized like there's no reason for me to put all this energy towards this, because there's nothing that can. It won't change.
You know what's crazy about you realizing that when you got older? The crazy thing is how much more you're gonna realize 20 years from now.
Oh, of course.
20 years from now, like certain shit that you super hyped up about. Nah.
Absolutely. Nah. Absolutely. So yeah, it's
a thing.
It's a whole thing.
Anyway, give them the name of your TikTok so people would
know. Everything is everything by SBJ. Literally. Okay. That wasn't I can understand why some people may have thought that was a joke because of how much changing and stuff has been going on throughout my creative career. But no, literally everything is everything by SBJ. Everything happened for a reason. So
changing though, people gotta get over that, because
yes, I agree.
Normal
change is.
Yeah, dude, I didn't start off Tombstone the Dead Man.
Right.
Brand changes, that shit. That's
you were Horace the Butcher at first. I know. So
This
I'm
nigga.
glad you came out of that one, my nigga. I'm so glad you came out of that one.
This nigga. But no, that's part of the whole process. And then when you find something that works, you dwell in that lane for a while. Now, if it becomes iconic, you keep it forever. But if it's just like a moment in time where it's super popular and then all of a sudden it isn't, and you can't really get any more engagement from it, it's time for a rebrand.
Yeah.
Time to look around, see what other people are doing, what people are into, and that's if you want to continue doing it. Yeah. And sometimes people get to a point where it's like, I had my run, fuck that.
I mean, listen.
Yeah, I ain't mad about that.
But anyway, let's get into these topics. I wanted to do this new segment every week, Today in History. Mm-hmm. So let's yeah, let's go ahead and start there. I mean, this one ain't gonna be too long. Right. Famous birthdays. This is just some of the things that happened today, on this day, February 6th. So yeah, I thought about it, I had a slight dilemma. I was like, am I gonna do the day that we record, the day that the episode comes out, or both? Mm-hmm. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna stick to the day we record. So Saturday is the day that we recording.
And I will periodically boo those whose birthdays you named that I don't fuck with.
I don't. Okay.
That's my contribution to the section.
Yeah. All right.
That's my contribution.
Christopher Marlowe, 1564. I don't even know who all these people are, but it's cool.
Know who you are.
That's fine. Aaron Burr, 1756. Babe Ruth, 1895. Ronald Reagan, 1911. John Lund, 1913. Zsa Zsa Gabor, 1919. Patrick McNee, 1920. 16 Jimberg, 1929. Rip Torn, 1931. I like Rip Torn. Mamie Van Doren, 1933. Mike Farrell, 1939. Tom Brokaw.
Stop. Tom Brokaw, I don't care what anybody says, has the worst voice for broadcasting.
I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna fight you on that one. Sorry. I'm not gonna fight you on that. 1940. Gigi Perot, 1941. Fabian Forte, 1943. Gail Honeycutt, 1943. Michael Tucker, 1944. Bob Marley, 1945. Alan Jones, 1947. Jim Sheridan, 1949. Natalie Cole, 1950. John Walmsley, 1956. Kathy Najimy, 1957. Robert Townsend.
Where the F is Robert Townsend?
That's a good question. Don't say what you normally say.
I'm just saying, did he stop making content?
I don't know. 1957. Simon Phillips, 1957. Barry Miller, 1958. Megan Gallagher, 1960. Axl Rose, 1962. Richie McDonald, 1962. Rick Astley.
Look, man.
1966.
Never mention Rick Astley's name ever again.
I'm never going to give you up. Oh, my bad.
Ass.
My bad. Funny enough, Cindy posted a comment, a picture of Wheel of Fortune. Not Wheel of Fortune. Is it Wheel of Fortune? Mm-hmm. The one with the letters? Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. It said nobody could ever solve a Wheel of Fortune.
No. That was Jeopardy with the letters on the wall. Is that what you're talking about?
No. That's not Jeopardy.
Not Jeopardy. What's the name of that? Because Wheel
of
Fortune
is right.
Wheel of Fortune is the other thing, right?
It's the Price is Right. The Price is Right. No, not the Price is Right. Why can't I think of the name of this game show? It's not Wheel of Fortune. It's not the Price is Right. Why the fuck?
Somebody help us with this.
I'm drawing a blank on this goddamn. I'm fairly certain.
And so it begins.
Yo, that's crazy. Now I gotta, because I hate when I have brain farts like this. It is Wheel of Fortune.
So what's the
the Price is Right is the one that I was
got
you. Okay,
got
it is Wheel of Fortune. Right. Says you can't possibly guess a Wheel of Fortune puzzle with no letters, and it is, as it says, 80 song lyrics, and it is this song. and it happens to be his birthday today.
Mm,
So I don't know if that was on purpose or,
yes.
but anyway, Tim Brown, 1969, Brandon Hammond, 1984, Crystal Reed, 1985. So that is the birthdays. And then we have musical history. One in particular is the one I really care about, but I'm going to mention all of them. 1818, composer Henry Charles Littleffe was born. Why his birthday wasn't on the birthday list? It's the same site. I have no idea, but whatever. 1943, Frank Sinatra made his debut as a vocalist on radio's Your Hit Parade. 1970, John Lennon's Instant Karma with Yoko Ono's Who Has Seen the Wind was released in the UK. 1971, Richard Thompson left Fairport Convention. 1987, Joan Jett made her acting debut in Light of Day.
Congratulations.
1987, Sonny Bono declared his candidacy for mayor of Palm Springs. 1990, Billy Idol broke several bones in a serious motorcycle accident. As a result, he could not appear in Oliver Stone's The Doors in a major role.
Mm.
2002, Celine Dion's A New Day Has Come was released for radio play. And the most important of all of these, 2003, 50 Cent's debut album, Get Rich or Die Trying, was
Murder.
released,
I
which
don't believe
was
you.
the
Murder.
second most impactful hip hop debut to that point, only second to Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style.
I don't believe you. Murder,
Okay,
murder. Your life's on the line.
okay, okay, okay. All right, all right.
Many
I got,
men
I got you. I got you.
wish death upon
Um,
me.
yeah. So what's next on this daggone list? Oh, the Biden confusion. All right. So here's the thing,
Mm.
people. Um, I talked last week about how I'm trying to get away from these politics and uh, the black people, black women, people in Georgia um, did me a solid by getting the celebrity in chief the fuck out of here so that the president would not necessarily be a trending topic every single day.
No.
And
But you know what? I think what may have been overlooked is that the president might not be a trending topic every day, but the former president might be.
I
I'm
know,
just
right?
saying.
That's crazy. That's so
I'm
crazy.
just
Anyway,
saying.
so yeah, that happened. And it's like, all right, cool. All right, cool. Uh, but y'all keep doing things. Now, there's a couple go-to sites that we use um for one reason or another. The metrics vary between how they report things, how quick they are to be on a story,
Right,
um, accuracy rate from our perspective,
right.
things like that. Now, this particular site is in the middle for me
Hmm.
because I hate some of the takes that they have. And then on the other side, I love how they report some things, but then on the other side, they try too hard sometimes and it comes off as corny.
Hmm.
So it's just a big mesh. So this is one of the situations where they're on my bad side. Um, Let me just read the article. Joe Biden and the lie of the great stimulus check. Have you heard the story of President Joe Biden and the great stimulus check? It goes like this. When President elect Joe Biden wanted to push for two Georgia senators facing a difficult runoff election that would ensure that Biden would be backed by a Democrat controlled Senate, he told America that they'd be getting $2,000 stimulus checks. Oh, he bragged about it. In fact, both John Ossoff and Reverend Raphael Warnock, the two men engaged in the battle for Democratic supremacy, ran on it. Here's Biden tweeting about it. The date is important, January 10th, 2021. $600 is simply not enough when you have to choose between paying rent or putting food on the table. We need $2,000 stimulus checks. That's what Biden said in the tweet. Here's Warnock's ad campaign. Now, mind you, I want to say this perfectly clear. And Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, because you're the political guru in this show. Though it is in Biden's interest for these two to win their race, that does not mean that they are directly in bed with each other.
Wait a minute. Who you talking about? The people, Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff.
And also, yes.
All right, it's complicated. So, in the sense that they are both part of the same party,
Mm-hmm.
there are in that sense, yes. In
Yes,
that
there are
sense,
absolutely
it's
benefits.
right,
Yeah.
right.
It
In that
behooves
sense,
him for them to win.
it
But
behoove it does.
that doesn't mean that they're literally running on the same things or talking campaign strategy with each other.
No, I don't believe for 1 second they're talking campaign strategy
I
completely,
just wanted to make that point
but
clear.
I would caution you that when it comes to important races
Mm-hmm.
in important states,
Mm-hmm.
the overall DNC does get involved. They do
Oh
send
yeah,
advisors down there. They
absolutely,
do
absolutely.
like it's not they're not islands onto themselves. And a lot
Of
of
course not.
times when when it does happen, where the DNC, and this happens on the Republican side too, when they don't focus or narrow in on certain things, and the person wins anyway,
Mm.
that person doesn't feel as beholden.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
so if they come to your state and give you extra resources because they know it's important, nobody gives anybody shit
Mm-hmm.
for free, especially not in politics. No,
Absolutely.
nobody.
All right. So, Warnick, one of the
What's up,
things that
Cindy?
hey, one of the things that he used to run was this visual, this graphic of a check for $2,000, and on the side of it, it says, "Do you want a $2,000 check?" Warnick, Warnick, not Biden. Warnick
Right.
did this. But not once did any of these politicians explain that the $2,000 checks would be piggybacking off of a stimulus plan passed in December that sent Americans a raggedy ass $600. Now, allow me to go to this other article because I don't need to read the rest. I don't need the rest because this is what y'all motherfuckers do, and it bothers me because I have to spank you in front of company for something that, if you had just informed yourself a little better, we wouldn't be here. So let me read this other article. Biden calling stimulus bill a down payment, urges more relief. The president-elect, so mind you, matter of fact, we won't get to that. The president-elect said he would ask Congress soon after his inauguration to pass an additional coronavirus aid package with more money for firefighters, police officers, and nurses. I wonder if does it have the specific date?
Yeah, I was looking for December 22nd, 2020.
Where'd you find that?
You
Oh,
keep
I
scrolling
got it.
down
Okay.
under the
A day after Congress approved a hard-fought $900 billion stimulus package, President-elect Joseph R. Biden Jr. called the measure a down payment.
Yeah.
So
I don't even think you need to read this any further.
so for the people, apparently people either don't have their honesty, what is it, honesty caps on, or they don't feel like actually working to have proof.
I would honestly say it's that second one.
Okay,
I have found that to be more likely the case. But here's the other thing on
but
that.
it doesn't require real research.
No, it doesn't. You
It's
literally
a simple
just stop
Google.
right there. But what I will say to you is, from a purely marketing and branding standpoint, if somehow, some way, the narrative marketed was that the 2,000 checks was coming next, we have learned that a lie repeated often enough becomes the narrative people roll with. We just saw that shit
Mm-hmm.
and the eventual outcome of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, even though he didn't know, he clearly said this was a down payment.
But
I heard him say it real time.
Before it passed,
yeah,
he
before it
said
passed, he
whatever
said that.
they end up passing will just be a down payment.
Right. Absolutely.
Then the day after it passed, he said, "This is a down payment."
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me define down payment for you guys that apparently don't understand what that means. If you're buying a car, and for whatever reason, either you ain't balling like that, like most of us, or you decide you just want it on your credit because you're trying to build some credit or whatever the case may be, and you in a position where you got the money, but you want to build some credit. All right, cool. When you go to the dealer, they give you the option to make a down payment.
Right.
This car costs $34,000. When you signed what you signed, you gave them $2,000.
Yeah.
That $2,000 is a down payment. The car still costs $34,000.
Yeah. It doesn't cost the entire of what you just paid.
No.
Like, that's not the entire cost. That's
not how this works.
That's a down payment.
You don't now owe them $34,000. No, the down payment was made already.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
again, it's not part of this is that there are other actors involved.
Absolutely.
Where Biden doesn't spend his entire day crafting a narrative or any of that stuff, is other things he has to do. There are people out there who their entire day is based around creating narratives, even if it's narratives from things they themselves misunderstood, and then they go and promote that stuff. And he will never be able to outpace what they do because they do it more often, and it's just what they do. Whereas Trump, when he was on Twitter, the one thing Trump was very good at is the marketing aspect of repeating a lie over and over and over and over and over and over again, because it works. It works.
Right.
People, because like as Marissa was talking about political literacy, what Erica was talking about, people don't read. Yeah, that all plays into the fact of why a lie repeated often enough, a misunderstanding repeated often over and over and over and over again will eventually supersede the true event. And then people get in. This is the other part that makes it difficult. People get emotionally invested in the lie. So now the person that was, but I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
I've never said that.
They have to combat this fucking wall, that was created by people outside of the issue who really don't have anything to do with it as far as making this thing happen. They just really reporting on some stuff and they got wrong, and they spreading it out. So now in this case, if that is the case and people have been thoroughly entrapped and engrossed in that lie, the question that has to be asked now on his side is it worth it? Should we just give him an extra 400 just to shut this shit up? I mean, that's a question that's going to have to be asked. But I'm telling you now, Biden can't win. Against that wall of lies.
Here's the thing.
He can't win.
Can we please? Because we're supposed to be smarter than this.
Right.
Can we please criticize people for things that they actually do wrong?
I would love to.
There are enough. Examples in most of these scenarios. There are enough examples of something that this motherfucker actually did wrong. I'm not talking about specifically Biden. I'm talking about anybody.
In general.
There's enough examples of something that this guy or woman did wrong that you can go ahead and attack them for that. You don't have to make shit up or super stretch out a misunderstanding, because this article could have. the original article could have as easily been, hey, I understand you think that this means this, but here's why it means that.
Right. And
it could have just as easily been.
If they had done that, they could have then went on to another narrative that said,
this is still unacceptable.
Yeah,
right.
No, right.
This is still unacceptable.
Right.
We should be getting blah, blah, blah.
Right.
However, and that's not what was
the
promised.
Misinformation. Because here's the problem with them going with the misinformation part. You are a member of the press.
Mm-hmm.
People read you. And yes, over the years, the press has rightfully taken a hit in their credibility. Rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
It does not change the fact that people still use these outlets. They cite from them. They reference them. When you see all the time arguments online. People will pull articles up. They pull articles up so that no matter what criticisms people have about the news media and all these different forms, people still use them as a reference. So you have a responsibility as somebody. You're not some fly-by-night blogger. You're not some doofus on YouTube making videos. No, you are part of the press. You have an established platform. It's your responsibility to make sure you got the facts right. And when you don't, because none of us are perfect, retractions are a thing.
And that's one of the topics on today's show is here simply because I said something that was wrong.
Right. Right.
One of the topics on today's show, specifically because I, as much as I can within my little influence bubble, to the best of my ability, want to promote things like this. If people are wrong, you can call them out on being wrong.
Yeah.
If they're not, don't. Yeah. And then on the other side of it, if you're wrong, acknowledge where you went wrong. It's a simple concept.
It's a simple concept. It's a simple concept, but in practice, I'm telling you, it has to do with people being emotionally attached to an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen this for years. I've literally had conversations with people where every credible source debunks what they think about that idea or debunks a certain worldview they have. Like, not saying that these sources can be 100% correct all the time. What we're saying is this is our best current information about this topic.
Yeah.
Anything outside of this needs to have had the same level of scrutiny that this had to get to this point. They need to have done at least the exact same amount of work or more for it to be as credible as this.
Yeah. And general consensus from people in the know.
People in the know. And despite that, I have had people who spend the vast majority of their days sweeping a floor, no harm in that. It's all honor and all work. Flipping a burger, all honor and all work, or working behind a desk answering phones, who don't focus in on this topic exclusively.
Meaning that this is not your area of expertise.
This is not your area of expertise, thinking that somehow they've discovered something that the people that focus on this shit, this is their career, that focus on this shit constantly, went to school for this shit. Nah, they couldn't possibly. That sort of a mentality has permeated all throughout. I'm just going to speak for this country, for the American society.
Mm-hmm.
These motherfuckers have no respect for expertise, and because of that, it's easy for those who didn't want to do the work but still want the credibility to go out and say shit that appeals to whatever cultural bias, societal bias, political bias, whatever it is, to say it, and people get charged up because, I knew it was like this because this is what they thought or wanted to think in the first place. So now they're not going to do the work. And, I'm telling you, they're emotionally attached, and it's hard as fuck. Like, you have to take a crowbar to get them away from some of these badass ideas. And I don't mean by sticking the little pointy part in, and no, I mean beating them over the goddamn head with a crowbar to get them to leave that shit alone. This is a phenomena that I have seen play out over and over and over again, at least since I've been old enough to notice it. You know what I'm saying? And to see that it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
and so I don't know how we combat that. I actually believe that's one of the reasons why um, this country is in the position it's in, because while the internet certainly is great, um, we disseminate more information at a faster rate than at any time in human history. We also disseminate misinformation
Mm-hmm.
faster than at any other time in human civilization. I don't know what we do to combat that because they've inoculated themselves from fact checks. Because the first thing they'll say is, "Oh, now these guys." Well, who says that what they're saying is the facts? It's this infinite regression
Mm.
going back. Oh, they're not credible either. Why? Because I don't want them to be. That's all it is.
Simply,
That's all it
simply,
is.
yeah,
That's all it
yeah.
is, man.
So, can we please, anybody under the sound of my voice, can we please? It's tiring. It's frustrating. It's
No,
annoying,
no, they
and
will
you're
not.
spreading. I know.
And now,
I
and
know.
now, and now we have gone full circle, my good friend.
Mm.
Because earlier in this broadcast, I told you people ain't shit.
But I agreed with you.
No, that's true. That's true. But the beef is that the concept of people, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. And now we have come to the reason why.
All right.
And listen,
Oh no, we're about to get into a different reason why people ain't shit.
the old saying is, when the student is ready, the master will appear. Back, back in 2016, you was ready. And I appeared. They ain't shit. And they prove it every day. So
Yo, every
what you
single
want,
day.
what you want to happen will not happen.
Of
And
course,
listen,
it won't happen.
I know what it's like. I know what it's like to want something, to feel that you are right.
Shut up!
Anyway.
I can't stand Anyway, all right. So we're gonna have to take a bit more of a somber tone for a second for this next story. All right. So, Black police officer dies by suicide after lambasting police brutality.
This shit is ass, man.
A 43-year-old deputy with the
Keep going.
Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office in Louisiana died by suicide earlier this week after posting videos on social media in which he spoke out about a system that does not give a damn about people like him. Deputy Clyde Kerr III took his own life outside the sheriff's office on Monday, reports the Advocate, after filming himself saying he could no longer abide by police killings. My entire life has been in service of other people, and they really don't give a damn about us, Kerr added. He went on to say that he had seen the inner workings of what he called a demonic system that has no form of justice, and then referenced the deaths of Botham Jean, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, as well as Trayford Pellerin in Louisiana, all at the hands of police. This is the furthest thing from right. I understand we have a tough job, but we signed up for this, he said, because we deal with the bottom rung of society does not give us an excuse to do whatever we want. And that's what we're doing, and we're not being held accountable. Kerr was a father and a military veteran. From the Advocate, Kerr was a soldier who served in Afghanistan and Iraq, a lawman, and a hero to the students at St. Genevieve School, where he was a school resource officer. Kerr joined the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office in June 2015 and had served as a patrol duty and SWAT team member before joining the school resource officer program, according to a statement from the agency. My heart goes out to Deputy Kerr, his immediate family, and to all of the brothers and sisters he has at the sheriff's office. We will do everything in our power to support our employees as we all grieve, Sheriff Mark Garber said in the statement, indicating in his video that his action was a protest against police brutality. Kerr also called for civilian oversight of police officers, peer evaluations, more transparency of police operations to build public trust, and mental health and wellness support. All right. So I did something that I normally don't do because I know better.
Right.
But because of the weight um, and some of the thoughts that immediately sprung to mind when I
Mhm.
read this article, I decided to go ahead and look at the comments.
Oh, fuck.
And I found some interesting pieces. So someone says this is kind of heavy. This person has clearly been through a lot, was traumatized, and seemed to value his public service. It's a shame he didn't choose to live and use his insight and experience to help bring about the change he believed in. And here is the comment. It's a long one, but I have to I have to read it because it's the direct response
Mhm.
um, to what this person says. I
I have a
really,
response to
really,
that too, but go ahead.
I really hate it when people say things like it's a shame he didn't choose to live. When you reach the point of committing suicide, you have lost the ability to choose to live. How do I know this? Because I've been on the precipice of suicide on 5 separate occasions. I chose to live because I was still capable of making that choice. I cried out for help, and I was lucky enough to get that help. 5 separate stays in psychiatric facilities, long term, lifelong therapy, lifelong medication. There's only one thing that kept me from stepping off the ledge, metaphorically, except for that one time when it was a literal ledge and it was 8 stories up on East 80th in New York, and I was dropping stuff to try to figure out the trajectory I needed to hit. Believe it or not, what kept me alive was guilt. The thought of what it would do to my mother back when I was young, and then the knowledge that I would not do that to my son after I'd grown older and become a mother myself. That guilt kept me from taking the final step and drove me to get help. But whenever I hear someone committing suicide, all I can think about is their utter hopelessness in that moment, their certainty that they had no other choice. Did they? Of course they did. We know that, but they didn't. To reach the point of eradicating one's existence is to reach insanity. A human's primary driving force is self defense.
I
To
would say most
continue,
animals, same thing.
yeah, to continue to live. If we reach the point of abandoning that, we are certifiably insane. And you cannot hold someone responsible for taking an action when he is insane, especially an action that results in his own death. A sane human being does not kill himself. Ergo, he had no choice. He couldn't choose to live. In his state of mind, he believed himself bereft of choice. The only solution to an insane mind bent on self eradication is suicide. He killed himself. He didn't take another person or group of persons with him. This was an act of self eradication, of despair. In this case, he's clearly been driven to that point by an amalgam of causes, and the one that pushed him past salvation was feeling somehow complicit merely by his association with an organization riddled with systemic racism, which he rightly named as the cause of the eradication of so many whose only crime was to look like him. Frankly, the despair has hit me as well, especially in the past several years, not remotely as hard as it's hit Black Americans. While I share in their rage and impotent frustration, I can never come close to knowing what it is to be Black in America. And instead of their justifiable fear, I feel justifiable guilt, the guilt of white privilege, owned and undeserved. Watching in horror as the crimes perpetrated all these decades and centuries against Black people have finally become proven incontrovertibly with the advent of cell phone cameras and YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other social media forms that cannot be hidden, cannot be lied about, cannot be buried. Yet still, the injustices march on. The lies, the racism, the bigotry, the evil goes unpunished in a nation riddled with systemic racism and overrun with racists who deny the existence of that racism that all of us can see and hear. The gas lighting is just one more evil they've added to the list, and it's a miracle more of us haven't been driven insane by it, driven to self eradication, to do these racist work for them. So, what's the solution? Well, for those who, like Clyde Kerr, have lost the battle, all we can do is give them the mercy and empathy they could not find in life. For the rest, we must seek out those in pain and despair and do whatever we can to help them. Let them know they're not alone. Let them know they're not crazy, that what they're feeling is a sane reaction to an insane world, and that there are solutions to be found beyond suicide. But let us please refrain from blaming them. They are victims who lost the power of choice. Perhaps we don't even mean to blame, but the language you use can be interpreted as blame by those on the precipice, and they are the ones most in need of grace and empathy.
Yeah. So very well said, very well stated. Um, I would also circle around to this. This is a crazy argument about people using their insight and experience to help bring about the change he believed in. I gotta say, institutions that have been around for centuries
Mm-hmm.
are probably the most difficult to adjust and change. And people that join these institutions might go in there with the best of intentions,
Mm-hmm.
but eventually, in most cases, the reason that shit is systemic is because it works.
Yeah.
And it winds up working on those people.
Mm-hmm.
Those like Brother Kerr here that went in there with good intentions wanted to keep their good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
And the system actively fought against them doing it.
Absolutely.
Like they had antibodies that prevent any foreign contagion,
Mm-hmm.
such as someone like him, to go in there and change that. There was another officer out there in California a couple of years ago that wrote a manifesto and everything, right? This These things happen rarely, but they happen, and they happen rarely because most of the time the system changes the person. The
Mm-hmm.
person doesn't change the system. So when I see somebody who's I don't want to completely attack them because I'm sure they thought they meant well with what they said, but I think a lot of it comes from a fundamental misunderstanding of how systemic things work in institutions. They have defenses for that shit. It's a reason why a cop will break the law in front of another cop and won't get arrested.
Yep.
Will clearly break the law. They have all kinds of ways to prevent those that are of good conscience from doing what they should do because you're
Yep.
punished for that shit. You're
Yep.
punished for it. And it's a reason that, look,
Actively.
actively, we all know, we've all watched the cop buddy film, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's some corrupt cops in there. Now, they say, oh, these are bad apples. Because even in those movies, the two cops that want to do the right thing are
Mm-hmm.
actively being fought against by
Mm-hmm.
the system there.
Wait, before you this Chris Rock. So he he had another uh joke about the whole bad apple thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um some jobs don't get to have bad apples.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um you can't be at an airline and they say, well, most of our pilots like to land their planes.
Right.
But we got a few bad apples.
They love to just crash them.
Like, no, you can't. That's not how that works. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Um, it's not a case of there being a few bad apples. No, there are a few good
Mm-mm.
apples. There are a few
Mhm.
good apples. That is the actual way to look at that. And it's
Yeah,
because
because the saying is one bad apple spoils the bunch.
right.
It's not. It's not a. Oh, there's one bad apple there. We can. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's corruption.
It's corrupt. And this is why, you know, I tell people a lot of these platitudes that we were basically programmed to spew at times like these, we need to do a deep dive on them because some of them miss the point. And not only does it, even as if it's unintentionally, demean the person that went through
Mm-hmm.
the trauma, but it also continues a narrative that does not help in regards to change.
Yeah,
Because,
it pushes the narrative that there's nothing that can be done.
right, the fact is, these institutions have that shit ingrained in them. They continue to spread the indoctrination amongst all new people that come in, new employees that come in. They all spread it. They all spread it. Until people understand that, you're not going to be able to dismantle it. But as
Right.
long as you keep making this thing about the individual person that did what they did and not see it as a systemic thing, and this is the biggest fight in this country that I've seen on this topic, is what they want to do is say it's this individual cop here. So why does it keep happening?
Right.
It's this individual politician here. So why does it keep happening?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just this corporation here that don't. So why does it? Because it's a systemic thing, and until you see it that way, you're going to do things and get credit for it. For instance, we fired him. He ain't the problem.
Mm-mm.
He's a symptom of
He's a
the
symptom.
problem. So you firing him, I'm not going to pat you on your back, because what was supposed to happen is once he's fired, then there comes the rooting out of all of these other people, as well as looking at the policies inside the institution that continue this. And that means don't just go at the rank and file beat cop.
Mm-hmm.
No, nigga. We talking the captain. We talking commissioners, because the shit rotted from the top.
Yep.
And they keep that system. It's a reason they got up that high.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reason they got up that high, because they played by the rules of the system.
Mm-hmm.
So they are pretty much, if they stop allowing cops to penalize other cops that told the truth.
Yo, I was just about to say, I wonder how many police officers in this country, and I was about to exaggerate and say I could probably count on one hand, but I'm not sure how much of an exaggeration it would have been. I don't wonder how many police officers in this country have, quote unquote, ratted out a bad cop, also while
Promoted.
not getting fired,
Right,
not getting transferred,
right.
and not quitting.
I would argue very few, and I also would say that even fewer than that are the ones of them that did that and were celebrated
Right.
by the system. Like, yes,
Right.
that's what we're talking about. Give this man a raise, give this man a promotion.
Because here's the thing: ideally, celebration should be included.
Yeah,
right?
that's
Ideally,
fine.
because they did what their job should be.
Right. Not only that, but to me, that shows the true community spirit,
Mm-hmm.
where an officer that goes in there, takes an oath to protect and serve, gets in there and sees other officers that are abusing that. They should be insulted. They should feel violated that somebody put that uniform on and put that badge on and went out there and did that fuck shit. They should feel so personally against that and reviled by that shit that they go, no, nigga, I'm locking you the fuck up, and I'm telling you ain't getting you the fuck out of here. And for the record, in multi-world, everybody that's in multi-world, this is like a family thing.
Yeah.
Right. But as the company grows, we do more things, other people will be brought in to handle certain things that don't have that relationship with us. It's strictly employee, whatever. But if they come in here with that fuck shit, I will be insulted. Because the shit that I helped build, you came in here with that, get the fuck out of here. The fact that they don't have that energy right there shows you that it's systemic. If anything, the rank and file cops that try to penalize and persecute the cops that tell the truth, they get celebrated. They get patted on the back. They get invited to all of the dinners and let's go to the bar and all that. They get the social validation. Not the ones in them.
It's just a more socially acceptable gang.
Yeah. That's it. That's all it is, man. And like I said, until this idea that it's not just bad apples goes away, this problem will be this problem because we're not attacking it on the right side of it.
Yeah.
We're just not.
All right. More fussing. All Lives Matter month. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, man.
Principal apologizes for All Lives Matter theme for Black History Month. No, I didn't read that incorrectly. No, there was no typo. No, I'm not making this shit up. That's what Get the fuck out of here, indeed.
Get the fuck out of here.
A Tennessee middle school principal sent a letter to parents apologizing after complaints were raised in response to the school's theme for this year's Black History Month, All Lives Matter.
Interesting.
Local news affiliate ABC 9 reported that the letter sent by Principal Christy Caldwell Drake, who herself is Black, pointed to her own family's history, the civil rights movement, while admitting that she had not fully considered the meaning of the phrase she chose for the month's theme. Let me stop.
No.
Let me stop for a second. Let me stop for a second. Listen. I literally just made a similar case when we were talking about the Joe Biden thing. What makes this worse? You're a fucking principal.
Yeah.
You are supposed to be encouraging knowledge, critical thinking,
keeping up with current events.
Because we're talking about the seminal years of these are middle schoolers,
and you have a responsibility to these kids to be aware of all of this shit. How do you form shape your curriculum to make it relevant?
As a principal, you were supposed to be a bastion of learning and critical thinking, like I said, and getting to the truth, getting to the bottom of things.
Right.
How do you become a principal if you're not good at getting to the bottom of things? Part of your job is conflict resolution.
Yeah.
So I don't anyway. Yesterday, this is what she said. Yesterday, I sent the regular newsletter providing updates to our families as we return to in-person learning this week. As part of the newsletter, I highlighted February as Black History Month with the theme of All Lives Matter. I want to apologize for not more fully considering the context of that theme, as my inspiration for it was taken from a mural within our school that states "Where every child matters," Drake wrote. All right, so
no.
It was in Tennessee. Allow me to still man her for a tiny second. If indeed this mural does exist, I allow the thought entering her head, right? But that's as far as it should have gone. As soon as the thought,
you think that bell should have rang? If she's keeping up with the news, keeping up with all the stuff that's happening, bell should have rung
instantly.
Yeah.
As soon as that thought popped up, she should have been like, "Oh no, hold up, no, I can't do that." There's no. And here's the other thing: was this not peer reviewed?
See.
Now I don't know if it mentions that.
How is she running that school? Is she running it like a dictator? That.
What do we do? All right, hold on. The article's not over. There are even more crazy details, but hold on. She continues, my father, Dr. Virgil J. Caldwell, was a local pastor and civil rights leader. I had an opportunity to experience firsthand the fight for equality. Additionally, both of my parents were educators, so I learned at a young age the importance of access to high quality education. I firmly believe that every child that walks through the doors of East Ridge Middle School matters, and my heart was to emphasize how important each one of our students are to me. She continued. Again, I will repeat myself. I will give her the allowance for the idea entering her brain. Absolutely. Because there are absolutely instances where you can be so gung ho about a thing that you have blinders on, right?
So
Absolutely.
I would like to know though, just a question:
Mhm.
how does um, focusing in on Black History Month detract from the other students at her school that aren't black?
Wait, but it's interesting. I'm gonna get to that. Erica said her teachers and other administrators set her up. They're trying to get rid of her. That's possible.
That's possible
Yo, that's
because
possible.
they was
That's
like,
possible.
that way to go, principal. This guy.
wait, wait. All right. Drake's letter came in response to complaints from parents on social media who questioned why a phrase that Black Lives Matter activists argue is used to devalue their slogan and distract from violence, specifically against Black Americans, will be chosen for a Black History Month theme. The last year saw months of protests across the nation against police violence directed at Black Americans following the police killing of George Floyd in May, while police killings of other Black Americans, such as Breonna Taylor, in subsequent weeks further caused the demonstrations to grow. All right, now, so all right, these details aren't in this article, but there are a couple other details. One, the school in question, the constituency of students, 71% people of color. 71%, 71, an overwhelming majority.
Exactly, Biddy. Not all lives are in the same danger.
That's
Exactly.
a fact.
Exactly.
Overwhelming majority, 71%, almost 3/4 of the school.
So again, I ask, how does focusing on the stuff on Black history, with everything there's context. The reason there is a Black History Month for those that are either too young or too ignorant, because it's not always the same, right?
Yeah.
People don't know for different reasons, right? Is because they were excluding any information about what Black people did in this country. And then the narrative was being pushed forth that Black people didn't do anything. So of what value are they? And when you start thinking people don't have a value, you're more liable to do anything to them. And we literally saw physical manifestations of that in this country. No one can argue that. It's history. All right. So would it have been more optimal to just include it in the line of chronological events? Sure. But the damage had already been done. So at that point, you have to focus in on it. Because if not, when you're trying to put a fire out, you don't stomp around the fire, you stomp on the fire, right? So that's why that's a thing. And even with the 30% or so of students that weren't Black in that school, they still should be wanting to learn this too, or be made to learn this too, because it's part of the curriculum. Trust me, I didn't want to go to algebra class. I didn't want it. What the fuck? What is this? That they didn't say, well, you know what? Damn it. You don't have to go because it demeans you. It's not, we're not taking your feelings. No, this is education. You're here to get educated. So you need to be educated on this too. Right? So I don't see how that demeans anybody else in that school to have to learn about Black history, especially since these Black kids have to learn about everybody else's history all year long.
All year long, like every other day, every single other day, and it's interesting.
I want to know how she's an adult though. No, hear what I'm saying. What I'm saying.
You said,
how are you an adult? One of the things to me that is one of the elements of when you know that you're an adult. When you realize that your life and your actions do not exist within a vacuum. The shit you do has effects to other people. You live in a community, right? So in this community, the children don't really have a whole lot of responsibility because they don't have the cognitive functionings at that point to be held responsible for that. As an adult, though, feel like it's your responsibility to understand at least the basics of how your society works and what's happening in it, what's going on in it. Because you're one of the people that's supposed to have the responsibility to change things or help change things or be a part of some shit that makes things better for everybody else that can't choose. How do you walk around with all this shit that's been happening, with millions of blogs, articles, news reports, video footage, and yell at all lives matter in your head and not have the bell ring to go, oh, wait a minute, no. And also, for the record, there's a couple of things I'm not hearing at all this year. I'm not hearing it from you. I'm not hearing Blue Lives Matter, and I'm not hearing All Lives Matter from any. You know why? Because January 6th, 140 cops were injured. 2 out of that 140 were killed in D.C. by the very people that run around here throwing those words around to try to silence any criticisms. They went out there and attacked the police. I'm sorry. You're done.
Yeah.
You're done. You're done coming at me with all of that bullshit. You're dumb virtue signaling because that's all you're doing with me. You're done. I saw you. I saw the greatest expression of what you really are. And like we said before, you're only using it to diminish and be dismissive of anything, any criticism that goes toward a system that benefits you. And with your actions, January 6th, you proved it. You proved it. You proved we was right about that shit. You don't give a fuck about the police. What you do give a fuck about is keeping certain segments of your population in their place. Take this beating, boy, and shut the fuck up.
Basically. Like, what is going on? I want to say I'm confused. But I'm not.
You're not confused.
I get it.
You know what's happening. You know the deal. You know the drill.
I'm fully aware. Okay. Okay. I'm fully aware. There's another part of the story that I wanted to find so I can quote it verbatim, but it doesn't seem like.
Thank you, Devin. We appreciate you even coming in, bro.
Doesn't seem like I'm gonna be able to find it. So her sister went on Facebook to defend her.
Interesting.
And she basically said something to the effect, why can't I find? I should have grabbed a screenshot. But she basically said something to the effect of this is February, the month of love. Let's stop right there.
Ooh, sowing the seeds of love. The seeds.
First of all,
woo!
I don't know anyone. That's just me. That's just me personally. So if any of y'all out there have experienced this, let me know. That's fine.
How dare you? How dare you say what you're about to say?
Yeah, I don't know anyone who ever refers to February as the month of love. Number one. Number two.
Sir, you just found one.
Number two. Because that's some shit. Hold up. This ain't her. This ain't her. No, that's not her. That's not
her. She didn't say this is.
Oh no. I was looking for her Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
No. Oh, what I'm about to say was said.
Okay. Okay.
Number two, you're supposed to be educators. I don't remember if her sister is an educator or not, but their parents were, and their parents. So long line of educators.
Thank you, Biddy. Yes, remember to like the stream if you're watching on Facebook or especially YouTube.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
those things.
Thank you, Betty.
If you know anything about the history of Valentine's Day,
Mm-hmm.
it's much like Christmas in that the original date and what happened on that day was not a nice thing.
Yeah, it
Well,
wasn't.
hold on. Saturnalia, depending on who you are,
That's
that
true.
might have been nice.
That's true.
But,
Some of
but in
those,
this case,
look, we still use some of those pagan rituals,
absolutely,
and we enjoy it. So,
yeah.
so
But in this case,
yeah, come on, let's
the
not do
St.
that.
Valentine's Day Massacre.
Yo, you're so stupid. That is
I
not.
don't think.
That is not how that
But
shit started.
but
But that is that does have a connection to that.
yeah. But I'm like, all right, cool. Bet. So now she continues after she says February is the month of love, ignoring the whole Black History Month, which is a part of this entire.
Yeah.
See, it would have been one thing if on just the average everyday newsletter she
Right.
threw in all lives matter. That still would have been annoying, right?
It would have been very annoying. Yes.
But the reason it's as big of a story as it is because she made it the theme for Black History Month.
Yeah, that shit. Come on, dog. Like,
So
is that
not
what
only
we
in your
doing?
defense of your sister are you vastly stretching this one day holiday throughout the entire month.
Which is for the most part, let's keep it 100 completely a Hallmark holiday.
Absolutely, it is.
That's a Hallmark holiday.
Hallmark, Zales,
Yeah.
and Godiva
Come
chocolates.
on, let's not act dumb about
Yeah,
this.
I mean, so not only are you doing that, you're doing, ironically, and I just thought about this, ironically, you're doing the same thing that the All Lives Matter statement does. You're erasing. This is erasure.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you, but anyway.
Yo, I'm glad you said that because that's exactly was my point earlier about the reason for Black History Month. Even though it's imperfect, like my sister pointed out, it's hard to get pumped up about it when all they want to take you back to is slavery and then forward and not before then. But what was happening in this country was erasure. They were trying to erase Black people's contributions to this society in such a way that made them irrelevant and less valued and thought less of. So that was the original purpose for the whole Black History Month, was to stop that from happening. But no, you're 100% correct. You're 100% correct.
But wait,
there's
more.
Damn it.
In the same post, she goes on to say, I absolutely believe that Black Lives Matter, Yellow Lives Matter, Pink Lives Matter, Purple Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, Police Officer Lives Matter. This occupation lives matter. This occupation. All right, so let me.
First of all, I don't know why she bringing Barney in this shit.
Right.
About the whole Purple Lives Matter shit. He ain't got nothing to do with this. I need for her to take a stadium of seats. The Pontiac Silverdome stadium of seats. Sit the fuck down with that stupid ass shit. Sit the fuck down with that missing the point on purpose shit. Because that's what I'm accusing her of now. You missing the point on purpose. Nobody ever had to say those other lives matter because they weren't endangered the same way and they weren't viewed the same way. So everyone already knew, yes, of course. But why are you excluding Black people? So when Black people stand up and go, oh, our lives matter too. Oh, all lives matter. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit. And she don't know this? She don't know this. She don't know anything about why there's pushback to the All Lives Matter thing. Because one, it's a lie. It's a fucking lie. You don't believe that. As much of the victory dancing I saw around Trayvon Martin, You don't believe that shit. As much as I've seen the so called patriots in this country rally to kill Islamic terrorism and terrorists and cheer it, those are still lives. And you don't believe they matter. So stop with the bullshit, man. Stop with the bullshit. All lives don't matter, and they've never mattered. That's never been the case. You're only saying that to try to shut other people up because you don't believe that any other time. And like Devin said, it's a half apology, an equivocation. That's it.
Bruh.
Fuck out of here.
It's man.
I'm mad that we still have to talk like seriously that we still have to go over that. But the fact that we still have to go over that actually proves a point that I said earlier about people being, say it with me, trash. Trash. Absolute
All right.
trash.
I want to hold on. I want to specifically get what she said. So I have to go back to something. So talk to the people for a second.
So in case you guys didn't realize, um, all of these narratives, all of these talking points, um, like it seems like no matter what side of the political equation people stand on, they have like this list of talking points that they all repeat. You need to understand that the vast majority of these people that you come in contact with on social media talking about that shit do not have clue one as to the deeper ramifications and interpretations of those talking points. Those are just talking points. So that's why when they say it, you should challenge them. That's why you should challenge them because their knowledge is a mile wide but an inch deep. They have all this things that they call responses. They got these responses as if this is like a it's not even a chess game for real. It's like more like badminton or some shit. You put something out there, they hit it back. Then you hit it back. No. Make them define the shit they're saying. Make them define the shit they're saying because I guarantee you the vast majority of the time, and a lot of the conversations I've had with people on these very topics, they don't know shit. They don't know shit about it. They don't know nothing about the history of this country. They don't know about the shit. A lot of shit that's happening now. What they know is talking points, and they know their biased worldview. They know that part. They know that part. So they're always going to cherry pick and take certain talking points that make them feel better, that bolster up whatever they think their world should be like. They haven't really done any real study on it. They haven't really researched it. They don't care about whether or not it's actually true, which is the other problem a lot of times with having these debates with people. Because if you don't care about the truth in the first place, you only care about whatever talking point you feel gives you an advantage, having a conversation with them is almost useless, except for if the effect you're going for is not necessarily to convince them, but there are people standing around listening or in the thread, listening and reading the interactions and engagements between you and the other person. Outside of that, there is no value to that because some of these people aren't arguing in good faith. They're just not. They're just not. And I would argue that a lot of the times, when it comes to certain situations, issues that you think don't affect you directly, the average person isn't going to deep dive them. They're just not. They just going to know how they feel about it from a knee jerk reaction standpoint. That's all it is. So, I don't like that because this. Devin said, Emerson wrote, a false consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds. People want what they said previously to be consistent, so they'll drum up anything to make that the case. Facts. They won't even question whether or not they were actually wrong with what they said once the pushback comes. So you saw this a lot of times with Trump in the way he verbalizes his positions. He really just wants to be right for the moment to get past that conversation. That's why when people usually, the reporters that have been successful in actually probing deeper, he winds up looking even dumber than he did when he initially made the statement. Because he's just trying to throw some shit out there to appear to be consistent in the moment, not because he cares about whether or not what he's saying is true. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that's like that. It ain't him. I'll come across them all the time. I'm pretty sure you guys do too. I don't have a solution for these people, except for to say, if you want your blood pressure to remain normal, if you if you want your day to go as smooth as possible, do not engage with these people. But if you got time and you have the temperament for it at the moment, by all means. And it's not really hard to what's up, J Mello? It's not really hard to dismantle a lot of that because they haven't thought really hard about it. J Mello, we're talking about a whole bunch of stuff. We like, how many stories did we go through?
1, 2, 3 ish.
Yeah, we done gone through about at least 3 or 4 stories that's in the news or whatever. We still got a couple of more on the plate right now. I'm waiting for SBJ to find a quote that he's looking for.
Bruh, this is
for this
tough.
article.
This is tough.
So yeah, like I don't know which we're doing next, but we've been doing a lot of stuff. We've been fussing most of the day. So there's got to be some stuff. I'm looking on the list. There's got to be some stuff on here that oh, I see something on here that we can actually laugh at. I see some stuff we can laugh at. Well, I know I'm going to laugh at it.
Bro, yeah, I'm about to say that's not really a good indicator.
No, it's not. Because if I'm laughing at it, then I'm probably everyone else probably is not going to find it.
Right.
They're probably not going to find it funny.
Asshole.
Biddy says she hit a blunt, so she forget. Usually, when we do these shows, we have like a list of stories that are in pop culture that's floating around, and we just read them, give out takes on it. And a lot of times, it goes off the rails because that's just what it is. We don't profess to be correct all the time, but we do profess that we will at least think about the shit that we're actually bringing up or talking about. And this show definitely does have an agenda in that regard. But we usually broadcast every Saturday around at 11 o'clock, 11-ish. Devin, I like the way Devin put that. He said,
yeah, whatever. I'm not going to find it.
A little politics, news, mix of black history, a bit about Biden, police reform, corruption. We just wrapped up a talk about one story of a school that themed their Black History Month, All Lives Matter. Thank you, Devin. That is a very succinct synopsis of what we did today so far.
Facts.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to find it.
Okay.
But,
well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. She said what she said.
It was foolishness.
She's getting roasted for it. So, yeah.
All right. So, moving on. The next topic is the one that I was wrong about Nelly. I think it was
the
this
I
show.
want to laugh at.
Yeah. I think it was this. I think we did it on the show. I don't know if we did it before we started recording or whatever the case would be.
Probably so.
I asked about Diddy. I'm like, why does Diddy get held up in such high regard, even though he was so fucking trash to all of his artists? And I started listing making a list of rappers that were not on that bullshit, and Nelly was on that list. Well, lo and behold, a couple of days later, I see this come across my timeline. st.lunatics member Ali accuses Nelly of hustling the group. Nelly has generated the type of unforeseeable success that few artists experience. Yeah, his fame and fortune might have ripped Nelly from the people who helped start his career. On Tuesday, st.lunatics member Ali took to Instagram where he accused Nelly of hustling him and the group. Ali explained that he created the group in 1993. He taught Nelly and the other members the technical skills of rapping and even fought for Nelly to have his big break on the single "Gimme What You Got." when he was offered a solo deal. Ali turned it down for the betterment of the group. Yet when it was Nelly's turn, he apparently didn't do the same. Fast forward 1999, Mace manager at the time, Cutter. All right, hold up. That's there's a thread here. But anyway, was introduced to us, and he immediately started separating the group. He wanted Nelly and City Spud. They left with Cutter, went to Harlem. The separation became the reality. They had left. We, the rest of the group, felt hustled. We were one until the opportunity was presented to be two. They hustled us. All right.
Wait a minute, huh?
Here's what I will say. 1999. That timeline doesn't line up. Now, maybe it's a situation where he's older, so he's forgetting his timeline, right?
Yeah, that could be it too.
Because Nelly's first album featured the St. Lunatics, and I'm pretty sure the St. Lunatics put an album out.
They did.
So that don't jive with this statement. Because I think Country Grammar didn't come out till like 2003, 2004. Let me see. Let me double check. Because he said 1999. Country Grammar came out 2000.
Okay.
So still though, it doesn't make sense because
fast forward 1999, the year before.
Right.
It's the year before 2000.
But if the year before is when this hustle happened, then you can't.
It's close, right? That's
what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, all right. Let's say Floyd be like, "Hey, I hear Calvin always talking about this Landon guy." And you signed the Money Mayweather Productions for $100 million,
and then,
right?
And then after I set my shit up in Belize, what happens after that?
Shut up. Anyway, you signed the Money Mayweather for $100 million, and you come and you like, all right, all of y'all are gonna be a part of my success. I got this bag. I got this attention. Keith, we're gonna put a show from yours on this platform.
Right.
James, we're gonna put a show from yours on this platform. Right. We're gonna do a squad cast where we all on this platform. I can't come back 23 years later and say Toom hustled us because Floyd came down and wanted only Toom.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about that though. I wanted to laugh at Nelly right here. I don't know that I can. Because from what I'm reading here, when I hear hustle,
right,
hustle, I have a completely different connotation for that word. I don't feel like this is a hustle. And just as a larger commentary, we talked about earlier about systemic shit, right? That goes the same way in the music industry. The reason we talked about Puffy the last time was because he came into a system where certain things were done a certain way. He learned that system. That is the system he knows. And he probably didn't like some things about it, but you know what? This is the system. And he continued on with that shit. So in that same vein, this happens all the time. Like a classic example, in the case of the DOC. The DOC was with another crew called the Fila Fresh Crew in Texas. When Dre went over there and heard them, guess who he wanted? He wanted the DOC.
Right.
He didn't want the rest of them Fila Fresh niggas.
Right.
He didn't want the rest of them, right? So this is something that's systemic. Like if a guy that is a big deal in the industry comes across your group, they talent surfing, they see the main guy in the group that they feel like he's the one. They're not going to waste investment on the rest of y'all. They're going to invest in that guy. Now, it's up to that guy to then say, yo, I'm going to get this bag, but these my folks, so I'm going to make sure we going to be good. Let me do this work.
Right.
which is sound. It seems like from all indications, that's kind of what happened, right?
But
Because
wait. So I wanted to just to make sure I'm not jumping the gun. Let me finish
right,
the article. He
yeah,
went on
J
to
Mello,
say
DOC is from Texas. He ain't even from Cali. Yeah.
he went on the yo. That's funny. I watched the interview. Also, two other people that are not from Cali. Exhibit.
Yep.
He's
From
from New
Arizona
Mexico.
or New Mexico, something like that.
Yeah,
Yep.
Albuquerque. And Corrupt. Corrupt is from Mississippi.
I did not know that. I did not know Corrupt was from Mississippi. That's crazy.
But anyway, he went on to say Nelly got a deal at Universal. He told Ali he didn't need him to help him write. Ali contends that he still ended up writing on some of Nelly's records without receiving proper credit. Let me stop.
Okay.
Let me stop. Because I see this meme going around and I hate the fuck out of it, but I cannot say anything on social media because people don't think like me and everybody would hate my take on it. Something about be careful if you move the moon and stars for somebody. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah, I know.
If
I know exactly what you're talking about too.
For somebody and they respond, but I didn't ask you to. No, motherfucker, you should have been careful before you moved the moon and stars for somebody that didn't ask you to do that.
Right.
That's your fault. That is not my fault that you chose to do something for me for whatever the reason is.
But the
that I
writing
never
part is the issue.
But wait, it gets resolved.
Okay.
He says some kind of way I ended up going. I ended up helping him write, but got no credit. Wow, I got hustled. He continued.
Okay.
Here's how the article ends. Nelly is yet to respond to Ali's post. But in his defense, Ali had multiple credited features on Nelly's diamond-selling album, Country Grammar. Nelly's success also provided the platform for the st.lunatics platinum album, Free City. Ali has appeared on every Nelly album except for Suit and This is why it doesn't make sense. I might stand corrected.
There's a B-side. There's a B-side.
Clearly.
There has to be a listen. Everything they're describing in this article
can be verified though.
Does not sound like someone that was hustled.
Not hustled. No,
it doesn't.
And so all of these things can be verified. You can look and see the credits on these albums.
Right.
So B, what do you mean?
Listen, no,
this sounds like sour grapes.
There's something else going on here.
Yeah.
That we are not privy to between friends.
Like sour grapes or some type of personal beef.
Yes. Like this is not someone that listen. When you get hustled in the music industry, it's real clear. They take people that are inexperienced, don't know as much as they should, and they take their dreams and weaponize their dreams against them and wind up getting the lion's share of the money, and the person gets nothing, or the person signs something being ignorant, signs something and gets jammed up. It's predatory. We see that. I see nothing here that's predatory. And believe me, as much as I want to tap dance all over Nelly with this, I can't in good conscience do it. I don't see a hustle. What I see is somebody clout chasing. That I'm just saying. It seems like clout chasing to me.
I want to see that. I want to see something. What do you say?
Boy, I was about to moonwalk all over this shit.
I want to see something. All right. Let me look up Ali.
What, as far as how much his net worth is? I would love to know what his net worth is.
No, can you do that though?
Yeah, I'm about to, because I would love to know what his net worth is.
So, let me see.
Okay, so Murphy Lee is worth $3.5 million.
Yeah.
That's how much he's worth.
Not surprised.
Me either. City Spud, active years 1983 to the present. Net worth $60 million.
What the fuck?
Yes, sir.
Spud?
That's what it says here.
Spud? I think.
But it also says citation needed. So
okay.
Yeah. Just saying.
Now, to be honest, I was following them at one point. I wasn't. Yeah, City was locked up at one point. Yes, he was. I'm surprised at the disparity between Murphy Lee and City Spud.
Me too, if that's true, because it
says
citation needed, right? So Um, honestly, this is the one thing about the music. Snoop Dogg said this one time about people that he tried to put on after he got out there. He was like, he did it all he could do, put them in front of people, told his audience, "Yo, fuck with him," because blah blah blah. And some of them never caught on because that's not how that works. That's not how that works.
Right.
You can put people in front of your audience all day long. At the end of the day, it's up to the artists to then win them over. Those people will not be won over by your say so or your cosign even. The cosign gets them to listen. The cosign gets them to be aware of. After that, it's on you. It's on you. Are you
All right.
impressing them?
So I have this up. I have his composer credits. So this is writing credit.
Right.
I don't know if he's a producer or not, but again, hold on. Let me see if they have a separate. They have a separate category for producer. So these are writing credits.
Right.
His writing credits. There's an album called Desi and You Know It by somebody named Tez. There's an album that officially is registered with ASCAP or BMI, one of the two, because it's on this list. Called Ludacris versus Nelly. Never heard of it. There's another one called Nelly versus Ludacris.
Never heard of it either.
Again, these are the projects that he has a writing credit on. Country Grammar. These are albums. It's just albums. Not to say how many. I don't know how many credits he has on the particular album, but these are just albums. Country Grammar. Heavy Starch, which is his album. Nellyville. The Dirty Versions, The Reinvention, which is another Nelly album. Sweat. Airtime. These still Nelly. Grills. Sweatsuit, Nelly. The Longest Yard, and Six Pack, which is another Nelly. Where?
Yeah.
Maybe there are some songs that he may not have given you credit for.
Right.
Maybe the songs where he told you he doesn't want your help and you might have threw some lines, one or two lines at him he didn't give you credit for. That's possible.
Right.
You know what? Fuck defending Nelly. It's possible that you might have written a whole song that he told you he didn't want, and he ended up using it last minute for some reason and didn't give you credit.
Right.
That's possible.
Which
say
he still would be asked for. Don't do that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But to say you got hustled and
you
broke and they didn't get credit for
That's a reach, homie. That's a reach. I did.
Either ASCAP or BMI considers you the writer on all of these projects. A writer on all of these projects.
This is what I mean by so you put this out here.
Did you ever find his network? Ali?
It's 3.5. What I saw is 3.5 for Murphy Lee. But again, you put this out here, right?
No. Ali, not Murphy Lee.
Oh, damn. I got the wrong one. Hold up.
There were two distinct individuals.
Are they?
Yes.
They all look like
no, nigga. Not even close.
Oh, boy.
Y'all said they all look alike.
Hey, man, where you went from
it? Integrity.
Shit, nigga. You came to the wrong place for that.
Red lives matter, brother. Red lives matter.
God damn it. Hold on.
What the fuck? How you go? This motherfucker is supposed to be looking up some information. And he hold on, and just dips. Let me see if I can find his net worth. And of course, they think I'm talking about Muhammad Ali. No. Not Muhammad Ali. Let me see. That's something that always bothered. It was always annoying for me back in my downloading music days, when somebody would have a short name or something like that, and you go to find something, and it should give you a bunch of results that you're not looking for. Let me see. If I put St. Lunatics. There we go. I see why he went with Murphy Lee, because that's the first. Okay, I get it. But that's not what I'm looking for. Oh, apparently he has a habit of lying. Yo, apparently Ali has a habit of lies.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Interesting.
Hold up. So, are you saying that Ali is kind of like the Joker in that Batman movie that kept switching up how he got the scars on his face?
It might be, yo.
You want to know how my net worth got so low?
Right.
And he comes up with all kinds of different shit.
Because there's a. I'm not going to listen to this because this is a 12-minute video. Murphy Lee answers to the lies about Nelly and St. Lunatics from Ali. And then there's another video that says Ali, St. Lunatics caught in another lie. 2 separate videos by different people.
Oh my.
Dang, man. That's crazy. It's also crazy that I'm looking at my YouTube, and on the right panel, it says BCGz live to 621. We're live now.
I mean, isn't that what's happening?
Yeah, but I okay. All right.
I mean, I was trying to figure out why that was surprising. We're live.
Because, all right, whatever.
And also, I'm having the devil of a time finding this nigga's net worth.
Yeah, me too.
Leading me to believe it ain't much.
And all his money.
They didn't feel like they didn't really feel like tracking down his couple of grand.
Yo, and then there's another video. The description says Ali St. Lunatic lies about everything. It's starting to look like.
Oh my. Devin says a few days prior, Ali shared a video showing that Nelly unfollowed his Instagram account. There seems to be some drama here. Yeah. I tend to lean toward Devin right there. There is some shit happening behind the scenes. Now, Ali is probably, to be clear, Ali is probably typically a prolific liar.
Yo.
A magnificent spinner.
According to everything I'm seeing.
He is Aesop's fable. If he was from St. Louis. But it also, this sounds like it's some other shit going on.
Yo. All right. Now, clearly when someone says something about you, I have to take your response with a grain of salt because it's you.
Yeah.
Right?
Facts.
But here's what Nelly said. Well, basically, it's an article. Not many people outside of the St. Lunatics crew knew of any animosity between the members. However, Ali took to social media to allege that Nelly held back his cohorts to advance his own career. In an interview, all right, hold up. Let me.
How do you do that though?
Let me stop right there. First of all, if let's switch my scenario from earlier. If Floyd keeps hearing Calvin say Landon, and Floyd approaches you and you do what you always
Mayweather, by the way.
Yeah. And you do what you always do. Nah, man, I wouldn't be able to do this without my man James.
Right.
And Floyd's like, oh, all right, I'm gonna go holler at him. And I take, let's say worst case scenario. Let's say I sign $100 million deal with Money Mayweather Entertainment and say fuck Multi-World. Right. Even in that worst case scenario, that's not me holding y'all back.
No, because you still can work. You still can put your shit out. Nobody prevented you from doing anything. Nobody prevented you from doing anything.
In any way, shape, or form. But anyway, in an interview with What Up Though radio show in St. Louis, the country grammar star addresses the claims with what he calls actual factuals. Nelly asserts that he never hustled with any of his crew members, denied that Ali wrote any of his rhymes, and says that the Black Gold MC wasn't even an original member of the St. Lunatics.
Oh my.
He also contends that once Mace's manager Cutter flew him out to NYC to record some songs and sign a solo deal, things changed between him and the group. Now it's an audio interview, and I don't got time. It's an hour long. It's an hour and 30 minutes. I
put the link. Well, is there any way you can put the link in the comments?
I can.
Put that link so they can look at that.
Cause, bruh, let me see. We open close tab, and it's copy.
Yeah. My sister just said he probably wanted money, and Nelly said no.
That's possible, yo.
Yeah.
That's absolutely possible. That's crazy.
I'm starting to think that Ali is probably one of Batman's newest villains.
You stupid.
The Fibber.
Go away. Go away, yo. Listen, nigga. Look, that's what I get for trying to hold myself accountable.
Well, somebody should.
Nigga, I tried. But it turns out I was apparently right in the beginning.
Well, listen, you should always attempt to hold
of course,
accountable just for the case, the times that you're not right. But at the same time, you know me, I'm a hyena. So if this turned out to be true,
absolutely.
Right. So, but because I make the attempt to be intellectually honest, right? I cannot. None of this sounds like a hustle to me. This doesn't.
Like I said, I was tipped off immediately when the year came out. I'm like, hold on. That don't make sense. That makes zero sense. Now, the story in a vacuum that he's told makes absolute sense, especially now seeing as though City Spud got that $60 million network.
Yeah, buddy.
That part makes sense that Mace's manager might have just wanted Nelly and City Spud.
Yeah, absolutely.
But again,
that happens all the time.
But again, after that, the St. Lunatics have a platinum album. Yeah. So, no.
But once again, this kind of lies at his feet because you made a platinum album, and it can be argued that a large reason why that album went platinum is because your affiliation with the Nelster, right? So that can be argued. Number two, whatever your points were on that album is what you negotiated those points to be. Number three, did you take that platinum album and that exposure and all of that success and use it as a springboard to continue to be relevant?
Yeah, did you make the best of it?
Did you make the best of it? Because if you did not, again, you can't blame Nelly for shit you didn't do that you were supposed to do. It's the same as, like I said, your homeboy could be extremely popular with a certain fan base. All he can really do for you is put you in front of him. After that, you have to win them over. His cosign gets you the attention. It doesn't keep the attention. You do that. So you had that platinum album. Your man, I would argue your man's helped you get this platinum album. Which
no. There's no argument. There's zero argument. There is no platinum St. Lunatics album without Nelly.
Right. So he did that. That was the help. Wasn't it?
That was the boost.
That was
the
boost.
little pat on the ass.
Y'all was supposed to do the rest of that shit, man. Y'all was supposed to do that. You were supposed to go in there and spit fire.
Facts.
Like dragon fire.
I want to address this real quick. Devin said Nelly didn't have any money to give him, but Ali thought he had 60 million because of Wikipedia. Well, hold on. All of the sources that I've looked at state Nelly's net worth somewhere between 40 and 65 million. And here's the thing. Nelly has writer's credits. Now, again, this is the same for Ali, but I'm fairly certain. I don't know how many Ali has, but I know Nelly has all of them. Writer's credits on a diamond-selling album.
Right.
He has money.
Well, here's the other thing about that. If you have 30 to 40 million, well, I'm just going to say it. I still don't have money to give you. Listen, I have money to help you.
Facts. No,
30 to 40 million is not a lot of money.
No, it's
for you to be just popping off these big ass checks to people because soon you keep doing that, you'll be MC Hammer broke. So let's not act like 30, 40,
That's
even
terrible.
60 million. Listen,
That's
I just earlier today, right?
Hammer broke.
Earlier
Hammer
today,
broke.
I read this article about the pillow guy that has the pillow store. It said he's worth $300 million. Now, yes, to people like us, $300 million, that's all. Listen, I'm good, $300 million.
Oh, yeah.
But the company he keeps is with people that make way more than that. So
Thanks.
when I saw him running out here making these dumbass documentaries, right, that cost money to make for bullshit, and then putting yourself in a situation to be sued because of the misinformation in there, I look at myself, you must don't want that 300 million because you can go through you can go through 300 million quickly when you do stupid shit. Especially when you run with folks that's in the billionaires club. You ain't what they are.
No, you can't do what they do.
You can't do what they do.
You can't be where they be when they be there.
Right.
Right. You can go to the same places, just not at the same time.
No.
Because there are things happening that are out of your pay range.
It's out of your pay. Now listen, 300 million sets me up. Really, 40 million sets me up.
2 million sets me up. I don't want much.
I'm gonna give you that. But to say that somehow makes you invulnerable to poverty, fuck up. Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out with that measly 30 to 40 million, and you try to play big dog with that shit.
Fuck up twice.
Fuck up twice. Fuck up twice. See what happened to your ass. Like, see what happened to your ass. Like, now everyone says this, but because I think most people that are poor have a fear of becoming poor again if they manage to get up out of that. With 40 million, I still don't go and get the super huge mansion with the 3,000 acres. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing that shit. Because I don't.
Honestly, if I ain't
you are not staying in that apartment, nigga. Don't even form your lips.
Listen, hold on. No. You have grossly underestimated me.
I'm just putting that out there. No.
If I got 30 million, this apartment will burn. I will pay whatever damages I have to pay. Everything. You remember we had this? Everything is staying here.
Right.
Everything is staying here. I'm leaving out with my camera.
Yo, we've said that.
My hard drives.
Yo, you got. First of all, I need you to get out of my head. This is literally what me and my wife said. We've been saying this for years. Like at that level, I don't care about none of the stuff.
No, charge me. Fuck you.
Right.
$5,000. All right, bet. Here's 10.
Right.
Fuck you, man. Get out of my face. But no. But what I was going to say is, realistically, the size of my parents' land, that's really all I feel I need.
Right.
Like, they got a nice size plot. And now the house isn't as big as I feel like I would want.
So you probably just you got land to expand on.
Right.
Land to expand on it.
Right. Yeah. So I just need a similar size plot. And I'm fairly certain I'd be satisfied. Again, excuse me, there's always the caveat of you haven't been there before. Sure.
Yeah, people can always toss that up, and I'm willing to accept that as a response. I'm
absolutely. But I'm fairly certain. I just need that amount of land. I don't even know how much.
Dude, it's some extra. It's a few extra things I need in the house. There will be a studio in the house.
I need a bowling alley.
Studio.
I need a bowling alley. I need a bowl. The three things that I need.
Hey, yo, Fab said, I did that leaving the apartment to the house. Charge me the cleanup costs.
No, he really did though. He absolutely yes, he did. He absolutely did. But yo, I need a bowling alley.
Right.
I need my music.
Hold up! Stop! You need a bowling alley?
I don't need. When I say I need a bowling alley, right? I'm talking about 2 lanes. I'm not talking about like a whole floor. No, I need 2 lanes. I need a bowling alley. I need a music studio. I need a photography studio.
Right.
That and a great kitchen.
Yeah. I know
That's
that's how you are with that.
Bruh. Those 4
but
things.
You can get that without breaking the bank. You can get
absolutely.
Look, for those of y'all that don't, we have this guilty pleasure of looking at houses.
Mm-hmm.
Like we share pictures back. Yo, look at this kitchen, look at this basement, look at this finished whatever. So we know they're about the prices depending on the areas that you're trying to live at.
Mm-hmm.
You can get all the stuff you just said there, with probably the exception of the bowling alleys. I'm not sure with that because I haven't run across that yet.
Yeah.
But everything else, from having a theater in your house, all of that, you can get that without breaking your bank, yo. You can get that depending on how much money you got, like $40 million. You can absolutely get that and still be good without going crazy. But the moment your dumb ass start putting the helipad,
see, no, yo, that's how you get a supervillain backstory. I don't need.
Yeah.
I don't need. Oh, honestly, I feel like I ain't gonna hold you. I gotta hurry up because we gotta finish this list. We gotta get to this other story.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would have a place here and a place otherwise. Yeah. So I feel like for here, a cool 1.3.
Okay.
Cool 1.3. Not here, not in Maryland.
No.
A cool 1.3 in like Georgia.
Yeah. You're gonna get something crazy. You're gonna get something crazy down there. You're gonna get something crazy down there. But I'm telling you, I've seen shit crazy here for under $1 million. Crazy. Especially up in that Wild Lake Loop area.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I start looking, nigga. When we went there for that photo,
we went down there, saw them big ass house.
I start looking. Shit. Shit. Matter of fact, I'm so petty with it that I have Google alerts set. when houses open up over there.
That's funny. All right, moving on.
So no, I don't believe Nelly was hustling anybody.
No, the evidence doesn't seem to suggest that he had been. So friends, Romans, countrymen, I need you guys to do something for me. And I'll explain it after I say it, but
okay.
Please, I implore you, especially those of you motherfuckers who like, no, we got to stay here and fix it. All right, fine, cool. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Stop educating the whites. Stop it. Stop it.
No. I'm gonna say this. Stop. I know that's what you think you're doing, but that's not what's happening.
It's not. That's why it's in quotes.
It's not what's happening.
That's exactly why it's in quotes. For everybody that's listening in the audio version, you really need to see the video.
Really need to watch the show. It's live. You really do. You're missing all this nuance.
Oh, you absolutely are. But yeah, please stop, quote unquote, educating the whites. What? Why are you saying it like that? Because I'm not talking about all white people.
Nope.
That's I. If you've been around here long enough, you know
you know better than that.
We don't really do the whole blanket thing, at least not on purpose. So yeah. But anyway, moving on to the story. The NAACP and BB Windings to educate country singer Morgan Wallen on why the N-word is bad.
Okay. Okay.
The article is dated yesterday. Yesterday at 7 p.m.
Please, man.
So in 2021, we have to. Okay. In the year. That's how it starts. In the year 2021, there are apparently white people in America who don't know they'll be looked upon badly for using the N-word. And there are apparently black people still willing to educate them out of their supposed ignorance. See, this is one. Remember, this is the same. This is the same site that I was talking about earlier.
Yes.
And when I said there are some times where they just be off, there are some times where they just try too hard. This is one of those times where they just hit the nail on the head.
Right.
Such is the case of country singer Morgan Wallen. I don't care what his name is. I'm not going to fuss about pronouncing it right.
Right.
Someone I was happily unaware of. Thank you. Me too. Until TMZ on Tuesday shared a video of Wallen. We're just going to call him Wally. Of Wally calling one of his friends a pussy ass nigger.
With the ER.
With the ER. With the ER. With the ER. While apparently drunkenly walking into his Nashville home. After the video's release, Wally apologized for using the unacceptable and inappropriate racial slur and said that he will do better in the future. Now the Nashville branch of the NAACP and even gospel singer BB Winans have apparently stepped forward to help the 27-year-old Tennessean on his path to learning about why using racist language is bad. We invite him to come and have that conversation with us. The NAACP as to why that word is so hurtful. President of the Nashville chapter of the NAACP, Cheryl Gwynn, told WSMV. Extremely. Even when you look at the other words that were spoken in the video, that one has a certain venom to it that the other words just don't have. Doesn't the additional venom Wally is said to have put behind the N-word undermine the whole idea that he needs to be taught why the word is specifically hurtful? I'm just wondering. But maybe some spiritual advice, also from a black person, will be just a thing to put Wally out of his well-honed ignorance. According to Deadline, the music rights organization BMI says they have asked gospel singer BB Winans to help Wally understand the gravity and impact of his words. Our hope is that BB's outreach can help Morgan become a more inclusive and empathetic person, BMI said in a statement, though I'm sure BMI considers this move a race-forward approach. I can't help but view it as a step backward for an older black man to be called in to counsel a rich white man on why dropping the N-word is problematic. The Root has reached out to Winans' team to find out what he thinks an outreach to Wally will accomplish and whether the country singer has even responded to the offer. Wally was last caught in a PR snafu when he pulled from a planned Saturday Night Live appearance in October after video hit internet of him partying in a crowded bar with apparently no consideration for the rest of COVID-19 pandemic. His music label, Big Loud Records, suspended his contract this week after the video of him using the word surfaced, and country music stations have pulled his music from their airwaves and playlists. Still, Rolling Stone reports that Wally's digital record sales have skyrocketed, confirming that what anyone could have predicted. A white guy can use the N-word and go on to be completely fine in America, with or without black people willing to help repair his image.
Okay, so I got just a couple of things. Now, I know we just got here.
Mm-hmm.
Black people only been in this country like 10 years.
Nah,
so maybe there's some five years. We only been in this country about 5 years.
Mm-hmm,
so I get that there's still some things that you don't. Hold on, what's that? 400? We've been here 400 years? Damn, time flies. We are not foreign or alien. Neither are the issues or the cultural conversation that's been going back and forth for the past 400 years, 4 centuries. And yet, motherfuckers still gonna play and act like, they just don't understand. They understand, man. Stop it. This is embarrassing that you would even make the offer. That's embarrassing.
Here's the thing. I feel like we're on the downward slope of a parabola that, with as far as this is concerned, right? Because I feel like when we were first brought here,
what, 5
there
years
was
ago?
no mistake.
Oh,
no, the other first brought here.
Okay.
When we were first brought here, there was no mistaking. They knew that it was an insult because that was the point, right? Originally,
the cruelty is the point.
Yeah, that was the point. That was the point. So, right, the parabola happened. It started going upward. So, around the top of the parabola, I feel like was what I'd like to call the dark ages for racial. What's the word I'm looking for? Racial politics, I guess. That's the word I'll use. That's the word I'll use. Where ignorance of the treatment of African American people was technically possible, right? Because it wasn't seen widely on a mass scale for various reasons. One, lack of a platform. I'm talking pre-internet. So lack of a platform, media specifically choosing not to do it, for whatever the reason may be, right?
But my only issue with that is, so they didn't talk about us when we
No.
wasn't around.
I'm saying that I'll accept I'm still gonna call you dumb.
A certain level of ignorance.
Yeah, I'm still gonna call you dumb for it,
Right.
but I'll accept a certain level of I have no experience with Black people. This is what was always said.
Oh, okay.
So
I see what you're saying.
I'll accept a certain level of that. So that's the top of the parabola. But now we're in the 2000s, the second decade of those, and literally, it's everywhere. Now, sure, if I wanted to be equal opportunist and talk about how it's a stereotype that it's possible that a country guy may not have the technology, but I'm not going to do that because it's unrealistic.
It's unrealistic.
Yeah, it's so unrealistic. It's unrealistic. So you don't have that excuse. Slowly has eroded, and now, like I said, I feel like we're at the bottom of the parabola. Where there is no way to not have known at this point.
Listen, I am personally not accepting any of it because like we said before, that incident took place in Central Park last year. Was it last year or before last? I can't remember.
I'm going to call the police and tell them a Black guy. Oh.
Yeah. These folks know, man. This is embarrassing that even a public statement will be put out that they're going to send somebody to go over there. That's embarrassing. They know. They know.
They absolutely know. And it's like, that would be like if somebody, so like after 9/11, right? Now, obviously, this is an extreme example, but that'd be like after 9/11, we go send representatives to talk to the people responsible. Like, hey, we have to explain to them that it's not nice.
We have to explain to them that you can't just hijack planes and build them.
Yeah, it's not nice. It's not nice. You shouldn't. Like, come on, guy. We don't live in those quote unquote dark ages anymore. You can go the pandemic proved that you could go your entire days living in your house, just simply being in your house, but still have the knowledge of
know what's going on outside the house.
Everything.
Right.
Everything.
Right.
So, not only does this ring hollow, it's annoying and embarrassing, and you motherfuckers need to stop.
Listen, at a certain point, right, pretending that it's about education undermines the very point you're trying to make.
Yep.
Because it's insulting. It's insulting to everybody involved. And not more importantly, but importantly, it's insulting to you. It's insulting to you that you think that's some shit that they just don't know. So now we're looking at you. We going, really? You don't think that they know that what they just did there was fucked up? About the only thing they was ignorant of is maybe being videotaped while they said it. That's it. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And it's like, there's literally no excuse for this behavior, especially, I don't know.
No, go ahead.
Whole grown ass man.
You grown.
This ain't some 16-year-old swonder kid
that grew up in some mostly segregated cul-de-sac.
Right.
Right. This ain't.
That's not what's going on.
Man, come
this
on.
This is a country renowned, if not worldwide known.
Which means he's traveled worldwide. Come on. No, I'm not accepting that he didn't know shit. Of course he knew. I'm gonna tell you what he didn't know. He probably didn't know he was being taped. He probably didn't know. That's what he didn't know. All that other shit, he knew. We're gonna keep playing that, running that game. I'm not personally, I'm not for it. I'm not for it.
To be fair to the whole him not knowing he was being taped thing, he might have known he was being taped because he was drunk at the time. So he possibly knew he was being recorded.
Oh, damn.
He possibly was aware.
I'm gonna say this then. We can't simultaneously say that the internet has helped humans disseminate information back and forth to each other far faster and far more prevalent than any other time in human history. And they'll still be running around here giving motherfuckers the out about
they didn't know that was bad.
No, like, come on,
they didn't know it was bad to say the N-word. What are you talking? I don't.
Hey, man. Hey.
Does not compute.
Hey.
Does not compute.
I'm just going to assume the person that thinks that is the one that has the problem. Because the other guy knows what he said. He knows why he said it. And he knows that in any other situation, he might not have said it.
Yeah.
For instance, as a guest on this show.
Certain things don't allow. Okay, let me rephrase that. I'm not allowing nuance in certain situations. Mm-hmm. This is one of those situations. There is no scenario that you can explain to me that a 27-year-old rich country singer has no idea that this wasn't something that he should have been saying.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. He's too old. He's too old for that. And too world traveled. Like, come on. You know how it is in that industry, right? Like, they go places. They do things.
They go places. Shit. They do things.
They meet people.
Shit.
Like,
hold up. Is he from Tennessee too? Where he from?
Tennessee.
Take me to another. Where is he from? What is his name? I don't even know his name. What's his name?
It is
Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen.
And what I need to see where he's from. He's from Tennessee. Tennessee.
You know, my brother Marlon used to call my brother Lance, rest in power, Tennessee Lonnie Musgrove.
That's funny. So
he hated that shit. That shit.
Not only Tennessee gets the shovel for today, because what the hell? All lives matter month. That was Tennessee.
That was also Tennessee.
That was also Tennessee.
And now, dude over here,
not knowing that the N-word is something that a white man shouldn't say, that's also Tennessee.
Hey man, listen, I'm gonna tell you.
But aren't both of those things really Tennessee though?
I mean, sure, that is the stereotype.
Here's the thing: nothing about when I found out that the All Lives Matter story was in Tennessee. Before I knew she was black. Mm-hmm. When I found out the All Lives Matter story was in Tennessee, I wasn't surprised.
Well, there's a perception, especially down south.
When I found out that he was from Tennessee, I wasn't surprised. Well, actually, I'm sorry, I ain't gonna hold you. When I found out white country singer says N-word, I was like, yeah, it's Friday.
His daddy is Devin says his daddy is a Baptist pastor. Yeah. So he definitely knew.
Right.
He definitely knew. Ain't no whole lot to that. He definitely knew.
There's no way around that.
Yeah, he definitely knew. Hey, fuck that.
So, and Baptist in Tennessee, there was some black people around.
Come on now, let's not play. Like, come
on.
Yeah,
he was aware. He was aware.
He knows.
He probably got in trouble. One of them probably fussed at him when he was younger or something.
Yeah,
like that.
probably. Probably.
I mean, I don't know. It is
Who
what it
knows?
is. It's,
I
it's,
just know that I feel in a way about the NAACP feeling like they should
yeah,
just let
y'all
people
stop.
like stop that. That's a waste of resources, time, and effort. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, no, absolutely not. He knows what the fuck he said. Now let him deal with it.
Sure.
So deal with the flaws.
Now I will say, because on the show I like to acknowledge when people do right versus praising them for doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, it's a difference.
Shout out to the radio stations that removed this shit.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Because there was no reason for them to do it. I mean, there was no actual force on them to do it.
Well,
they did it for good for
I will say
political
this. I will say this. Sometimes you err on the side of not being swept up in some bullshit.
Oh, absolutely.
So it
no.
could have been like, yo, we don't want it. We not.
Yeah, it absolutely benefited them.
We don't want no smoke.
Yeah, it absolutely benefited them. But at least it didn't get to the point where
they had to be
because usually this story goes, white person does something wrong, nothing happens, people complain, things start happening.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's usually how the story goes.
That's true.
And they will get the credit, not the praise, for skipping B and C.
Step. Yeah,
and going straight to the finale. Yes, okay, good job. Now, stay on this energy. Now, here's the thing about BMI. I'm not mad at BMI.
Let me look at this again because what did BMI do?
BMI is who asked BB Winans to do it. Oh. I'm not mad at BMI because this is a business move for them.
Yeah, I saw that coming a mile away too.
Yeah, I'm not really mad at them.
It's about perception. But I'll tell you what I will be a little bit cranky about. People not seeing that is that, and then all of a sudden. Assigning moral fortitude to certain moves that motherfuckers do.
I'll do you one better. I will be mad at their next step. Their next step is, oh, he went through this. Y'all can go ahead and
because
that's the next step
coming.
Yeah,
that's coming.
They're going to take that and go to the stations that blacklisted him, and they're going to be like, look, he's learned. He's a new man.
Let me just say this though. Something else in that article that sticks out before we move on to the next one is that he's still gonna make money.
Oh yeah, the streams are still gonna.
The streams still gonna.
Unless now, listen. If Spotify and Apple was like, no, we can't. That's a move.
Here's a counter move he could do though if they do that because that definitely will hit his pockets. No questions. I'll put my shit up on Bandcamp.
Oh, sure. But if Bandcamp was like, oh, no, we don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
Like, what you thought? You thought shit was sweet?
Devin asks, is there an action? Should people write to NAACP? Got to be a lot of people who feel like their posture on this is incorrect. You know what, Devin? I'm going to keep it 100% real with you. I wouldn't want people to risk getting a cramp in their hand.
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth it.
It wouldn't be worth it.
Because it's already... Well, let's just... time specific, right? So this article, let me see. The earliest article I see for this is 4 days ago, right? So this happened 4 days ago. I'd imagine that if they're as serious about this as I think they are, and they should be because it's business. And I'm not talking about NAACP, I'm talking about BMI.
Right.
Then the process has already started.
Right.
So now what you have is you have to write letters. And if you write letters, you have to send them through the mail. Well, what's going on with the post office right now?
Yeah, post office is real shitty right now. Also, I would just say too that I didn't even know who this dude was until this story.
Me neither.
And I'm fairly certain that I'm not alone with that in my community.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I don't know what that would do anything positive other than blowing his name up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And that's the one thing probably shouldn't happen as a result of this. He shouldn't have his name blown the fuck up where he's more relevant than he ever has been because Again, to quote Thanos, I don't even know who you are. Right?
It's like
I couldn't have
it's
picked him out
simply
of a
no
lineup.
reason. No,
Yeah.
no, there's no reason to even waste the energy and time
I'm gonna
on.
get class out what I'm talking about. So some years ago, there was some kid out there trying to write diss songs towards my crew. Now I did not hear my name mentioned, but he may have. I don't know. But to other people in the crew, I definitely heard him. Throw little shots, little shots. Nobody
Little
knew
pow pow.
Lil Pop. Nobody knew who the fuck this kid was. And when I say nobody, I don't mean just not even the people in GU that he was taking these pot shots at. I mean people in general don't know who he is.
Like he didn't have an
Like
audience.
he didn't have audience. I, on the other hand, do. Graydon, on the other hand, did. So us responding to his bullshit would have put attention on him. The best thing we could have done is what we did do. We ignored the fuck out of him, and then eventually he wound up writing an
God.
apology song. He wrote an apology song afterwards. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying? Like,
that's the
man,
yo. Very seldom do things go to the best case. I couldn't imagine that happening, that working out any better. Like
nah.
he wrote an apology song.
He wrote an
That's
apology song.
funny.
So,
That is hilarious.
And we never heard from him.
Oh, of course
again.
not.
All right?
Come on now. Why would you have heard from him again?
Yeah.
All right. This last story is just an update to a story we had done a while ago when all this was a real thing. Nick Cannon, Viacom CBS reteam on Wild 'N Out after host apologized for anti-Semitic remarks. I mean, listen, it was academic. Anyway, Nick Cannon and Viacom CBS are reunited after the longtime host of Wild 'N Out was fired last summer for what the company called hateful speech and anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. It means the improv competition, which had been renewed at VH1 for 3 more seasons ahead of Cannon's controversial comments, will soon jump back into production. So it's close to the situation till deadline. Viacom CBS says that Nick Cannon has apologized, taken responsibility for his comments, partnered with Jewish leaders to educate himself, and has become an anti-hate advocate. I want to assure my Jewish friends, new and old, that this is only the beginning of my education. I am committed to deeper connections, more profound learning, and strengthening the bond between our two cultures today and every day going forward, Cannon said in a statement Thursday. On the July 20 episode of his podcast, Cannon's Cast, Cannon discussed race and racism, a former public enemy. We don't got to go into all that.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
So wait a minute. When they say reteam, is that the same as recast?
No. And the only reason I say no is they tried to recast him.
It didn't work.
They tried. Yeah, they tried to get DC Young Fly to do it. And he was like, no, I'm not coming back without Nick. Here's the thing. There are going to be some people who felt a certain way when he got fired that are going to complain about this.
Oh, yeah.
And what I would say is, not often do I give Nick Cannon credit, but this is one of those scenarios where I'm giving Nick Cannon credit because sure, there are some people that are a part of Wild 'N Out that quote unquote don't need Wild 'N Out, right? Your Hitman Hollers, your Charlie Clipses, your Conceited, your DC Young Flies, your Emmanuel Hudsons, those they don't need your Nick Cannons. They don't need Wild 'N Out. But there are so many people who do.
Right.
So many people
right.
who maybe the lesser known stars or the cast and crew behind the scenes, the people in the production.
Right.
Like there's so many people whose
job,
livelihood was highly interrupted when this got canceled. So for him being able to find a way to get this put in the past and move forward, I absolutely applaud him. And it is the one, it's just a continuation / extension on the one thing that I always give him credit for. He is an amazing business man,
Oh, sorry. I
never
thought you was
will
about to
you
say.
hear that sentence
I thought you
come
was
out
about
of
to
my
say.
mouth.
I
He
thought
is
you
an
was so
amazing.
crazy.
His number one skill is his business
MCing. No,
acumen.
it's not. You going to? Oh, dude, I thought you was
His
going the way
business
you.
acumen
Oh,
and his likability. Those are the two things that put him head and shoulders above so many other people. It's not his talent.
what?
It is not. He is not the most particularly talented in any specific thing,
Oh.
but his likability, his business acumen, he know what he's doing. He knows how to present himself.
Hear me and hear me well.
Hmm.
That there is a certain segment of the
Mm-hmm.
community that's going to take this and run wild with it.
Oh, of course.
They're going to take this and make it all about they got to him. They did
Mm-hmm.
it. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
and the
Absolutely.
reason I'm bringing that up is because I would hate for that to happen. And we've done a couple of stories on this situation now. And for it not to be put out there, at least on our show, we saw you motherfuckers coming. We saw you. We in before the bullshit because I know it's coming. I know it's coming. I can hear it now. I can hear it now. There are certain friends I could legit call right now and hear that. I can call right now like, let me guess what your take is on that. like, motherfuckers are so predictable, yo. Yeah, so predictable.
100%. And it's like, all right, bruh, we get it. Your third eye is open. It's fine. You got some sand in it though. Like
A little bit of sand, a little bit of a hair in it or some shit.
I'm just not,
Somebody threw mud in your eye, so to speak,
bruh.
and now your
It's
shit
like,
isn't quite right.
shut up. Shut up. Some things just happen. Some things just happen.
Pardon me, I'm just not as invested in that as they are. I'm not, because at the end of the day, you're dumb if you didn't see this becoming. He's a businessman. How long did you think he was going to have that dangling out there, taking down his money? How long did you think that was going to happen? Seriously, how long?
There was a couple things that I believe almost absolutely about Nick Cannon. He's a great businessman, like I said. He understands branding.
Oh, I keep fucking up.
No, you're not going to do that. He understands branding very well.
Yes, he does.
And the other thing that I absolutely believe about Nick Cannon is he cares.
He cares about his brand. He does.
No. I'm talking about
absolutely cares about his brand.
Shut up, nigga. I'm talking about people. I legitimately believe he cares about people.
He cares about some people. Yeah.
No, everybody cares about some people, nigga. I mean, the broader people, the broader sense, the broader meaning of people.
I actually count that as that's a strike against him for me.
I don't necessarily disagree.
That's gonna get that more times than not. What I'm saying is, care about the folks you care about, but the blanket care, you're wasting your time.
Blanket care is usually fruitless. Yes.
Yeah, it's not reciprocated. People give a flying fuck.
Listen,
all right.
He may be high enough that he's insulated from a lot of it.
Oh yeah, that's probably true. Certainly, and again, I will never know what his life is like.
Nigga.
Being at the level of name recognition that he has. The odds of me ever getting to that point, I don't know. So, and when I
can say it's an absolute. I won't be.
Yeah, but here's the thing about that though. I got a small enough glimpse of it to not want it.
Right.
Like when I did the performance in 2012 in DC, at the performance, because so many people that were aware of what I do was there. Everywhere I walked, let me take a picture. Let me do this. Let me autograph. Blah blah blah. And that was dope. I had actually never had that happen before, right? So that was dope. The next day though, when me and my family went out to the movies, Nobody knew who the fuck I was, and I liked it. I liked being able to be out with my family watching a goofy movie, being ass without people interrupting that. I can only imagine how annoying that
Hold up. Point
is.
of order. Point of order. A goofy movie or a goofy movie?
Well, I mean that not in the sense that the movie itself is goofy, but it's just some regular everyday shit you're doing.
Okay, you missed the third. Okay, that was the third option. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to see, I'm not doing nothing, and I'm not being bothered. Like, he doesn't have that. Fairly certain everywhere he goes, he gets recognized, and then he's being bothered. Like, he's being bothered. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I'm fairly certain his relationship with people is far different than mine. I would even
The
hazard,
hell you say?
yeah, I would even hazard to say that because of those experiences, he has a great deal more love for
I
that.
would actually, but I would go as far as to say that he doesn't have to deal with the rank and file human
Yeah,
on any consistent
the,
basis.
the rank and file
Pretty
human.
much since he was an adult, because
Yeah,
Nick started young, so
yeah.
he that probably contributes to his genuine love and care for humanity not being corrupted.
I say
As
this. It's definitely not as corrupted as mine.
That's
Um,
what I mean.
the
Yeah,
everyday rank and file people who inspire shows like Life After People, he don't have to deal with them in that way.
I mean
So
the everyday rank and file people who inspire shows like the Black Culture Geeks.
facts, facts, all facts, all facts. The everyday
So, I
regular folks that
mean,
inspire our show.
facts.
Um, yeah, like you don't want to deal with them. This show would, and since we're wrapping up, let me
Yeah.
just say, I want to thank everybody that came out to listen to the show today and catch us live. Really appreciate you guys. I see more people coming like every week, so that's dope. Keep it up. We're here every Saturday at 11 unless something unforeseeable happens.
Yeah.
We do this. I appreciate you guys, but just know if it weren't for people, this show would not exist. So at least in some small way, I do have to thank the people. The show would
Sure.
not exist without that. So for that, at least I want to thank the people. But those of you that do watch our show or listen to us when it goes to Spotify and Apple Podcasts and stuff like that, we absolutely appreciate you guys. Absolutely appreciate you guys.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Doing this show has gotten us things that we didn't think we'd be able to get. So that's because you guys been paying attention, and it keeps us doing it so we get better at it and all of that. Is there anything that you're trying to promote?
Nah, just stuff. Go do things in
do
places
things.
for people.
Stuff.
My things. Me
Biddy
specifically.
Biddy says, great stream, guys. Devin says, y'all, this show is the hardest I've laughed in 2021 so far.
Yo,
Okay,
this wasn't even a funny episode.
No, listen, not from what I hear. People tell me all of them are funny. For whatever reason. Like, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go to the places and do the things for the people. The people being
Absolutely.
me specifically. Everything by SBJ everywhere. The TikToks, the YouTubes, the Instagrams, the Facebook pages, all those things. Do those things because I'm trying to do some things. And if I do the things and I don't see y'all doing the things, then it kind of discourages me from wanting to do the
Shut up, yo.
it kind of discourages me from wanting to do the things. So it becomes an issue, and then nobody's doing the things. But I want to do the things.
We get it. You're doing things.
Okay.
Also, go check out the Metas and Mutants podcast with me and my man Super Saga. We talk about comic books and stuff like that. Go check out the Majestic Musings podcast with me and Graydon, which we actually had to put a new one up there. It's been a while since we've done it, and we supposed to, but I've been so goddamn busy on these last few weeks and shit. Definitely check those out. Check out Addie's Game Room.
Oh yeah, the movie show is coming soon. Probably sometime, probably next week. It's called what the fuck is it called? Something Old School Review. No. Yes.
Yo, my man Joe showed up. We're just about to leave, Joe, but you can watch the replay though.
Old School Review.
My
Old
man
School
Joe showed up. I'm glad.
is the name of the show, and
Old School Reviews. That's
that's
what
gonna
we
be
call.
going up. Old School Review.
Okay.
It's gonna be going up sometime within the next 2 weeks. Yeah, so that's a thing. That's the thing. It's
Right.
gonna. I don't know exactly where it's gonna be. It's probably going to be on my YouTube page. Maybe Multiworld.
Yeah,
I
why
don't
not?
know. Probably
It
Multiworld.
should at least be on Multiworld because that's
Yeah,
the
it's
old
probably on Multiworld.
that's the Pantheon name.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Um,
So Multiworld.
so yeah, for my man SPJ,
You.
I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and for the greater multi-world entertainment family, yes, and that does include Adequate. We are out.
Peace.